There he goes. The pitch is up and in. And a hit batter and a walk for Max in the first inning. That is highly unusual. And the Rays are going to make him throw a few pitches here in the first, so that is one thing to keep an eye on. Will they be able to push pitch counts up, even if it's not a lot of walks?
And Max knows
Tigers
that.
pitchers.
Yeah, Max knows that's one of the things they will try to do. And you see he's upset already. He doesn't like to give up walks. Nobody does, but I think Scherzer especially. It just grinds inside of him when he walks somebody.
Just hates it.
And he should. Yeah, really should.
And he's been able to trim his walks. Early in his career, the walk rate for Max definitely was on the high side. Power arm, walks a little over 3. Really not bad for a guy who strikes out 9-10 batters per 9, but he's cut that to under 2.5 walks per 9. And when you strike out 10, that's rare territory. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball right by James Loney. First baseman is hitting 285, but it's 285 really with no power.
But they knew that when they made the deal. He never did have any power. For first sacker especially.
Actually hit 13 home runs for Tampa last year. That was the most he'd hit since his rookie season. But this year he's fallen off 6 home runs, and he plays every single day for manager Joe Madden. Knees bent, bends at the waist toward the plate. Max delivers. It's a high fly ball down the right field line, hooking in the corner. This is trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run.
Wow.
James Loney with number 7, wouldn't you know?
Right.
No power all year long, and he connects off Max Scherzer. And that is a huge blow early in this game. 3-0 Tampa.
Well, basically a low ball hitter, that's where it was. You don't change your pitching style, to go up the ladder when you're Max Scherzer. But that was the fastball down and in, perhaps off the plate a little bit. He put the buggy whip on, just above the knees, and he knew it was gone. Only thought in his mind was, will it stay fair? And, of course, it did. It was a mile high and had plenty of distance.
That just did not add up at all.
Wow.
Guy with no power. Max has been better against lefties this year. Loney has not been good hitting with men on base, and he hits a 3-run home run after a walk and a hit batter.
Yikes.
That's a stunner in the first inning.
Sure is.
Yunel Escobar at the plate, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. 3-0 Rays are in the first. The strike one. Slider in the dirt, and now that pitch count begins to climb for Max.
Well, here's one player that's had pretty good success against Max. 11 for 30 lifetime with a home run.
Escobar hitting 255. There's a swing and a foul out of play, and I'll try this again. It's a weak 255.
Well, you have to say that, the way it is, he just happened to, sometimes the ball hits the batter's bat, and it went out pretty quickly and high.
Max into his motion, the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a soft tap foul. His pitch count is climbing toward 25 here in the first inning. That's unusual. Max averaging 7 innings a start over his last 10 starts with a microscopic 1.78 ERA. And here the Rays have jumped on him, a low-scoring team, for 3 runs in the first. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Slider got him. But heavy damage in the first. The James Loney home run, just his 7th of the year. We go to the second inning, 3-0 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. In part by McDonald's, which proves the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Pitch Beats today are brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Tigers down 3-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. The most unexpected home run from James Loney.
Sure was, but, hitting a batter, which he doesn't usually do, and walking a batter, which he doesn't usually do,
right.
Got him in trouble.
Hit, batter, walk, home run. 3 unlikely events, all in the same inning.
That's right.
From Max Scherzer.
Well, we're seeing a lot of things the last couple of weeks that
we have, haven't we?
Didn't particularly want to see, Dan. You know that. It's been something.
Well, Victor Martinez leads off for the Tigers here in the second inning. J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos to follow. First pitch fastball to Victor. This is not an easy pitcher to come from behind against. Not impossible. We just saw Max Scherzer give up a 3-run home run, so anything's possible.
That's exactly right. It's early, long way to go.
But Chris Archer has had, well, he's really almost, we talked about Max duplicating his Cy Young Award season. Here's a guy who's duplicating his first full season in the major leagues, which was last year. There's a pitch outside by matching that with ERA. Walks are up a little bit, so are the strikeouts. And probably a little more consistency game to game. He made 23 starts last year with a 3.22. He's already made 24 starts this year with a 3.24 ERA. Rough start. He's been great over the last 16 games. There's a changeup that floats high and outside. Victor's hitting 326, 23 home runs, 73 RBIs. Two biggest things about the Tigers' offense in the second half. Just not a lot of traffic on the base paths, but you notice the traffic for the guys who can drive in runs are just guys aren't getting on base in front of the middle of the order.
Right.
And then the power's been missing from the middle of the order. That's a bad combination. There's a swing and a foul right back our way.
Wow.
And that was right below us.
Mackerel. I was ready for it, Dan.
You and I. We were both ready, weren't we? Backing away.
Oh, yes. I know how they hurt. I don't want to hurt anymore.
But Jimmy, look at the guys who are supposed to be getting on base. The 1-2 hitters, Ezekiel Carrera, and we're not going to put much on him.
Right.
He's just up from Toledo.
Yeah, right.
But Carrera, Davis, Kinsler. Here's the 2-2 to Victor. Strike three called. Got him an off-speed pitch. Third strikeout for Chris Archer.
Well, that was almost between a curveball and a slider.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was had a little down action to it. And you fooled Victor, you know it's a pretty good pitch.
But Davis, Kinsler, Carrera, the 1-2 hitters since Austin Jackson was traded. Jim, each one of them with an on-base percentage below 300.
Yes.
And it just magnified because Austin had been so hot leading up to the trade. And I know he's cooled off since.
Sure.
But it is magnified that they are not getting on base. There's just not much in the way of traffic in so many of these games, especially on the road.
Right.
J.D. Martinez hit a home run off Archer in Detroit, swings and misses at a nice, easy 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, you know who was so great in the first half was Ian Kinsler, and he's just struggled. And
it's really a surprise
to see. It is a surprise.
How long he's been quiet, Jim.
Yeah, before, he'd go in a little down streak, but then he'd get to a certain point and he'd get back up top again. This time it's been long.
It's been long. It might be 10 or 15 games for Ian Kinsler. There's a swing and a miss at that fastball away. No balls and 2 strikes. But now it's been almost 40 games since the beginning of July, not quite, for Ian Kinsler, where he's hit 230 and no power.
You just think one of these days it's going to come together, but these days keep going by, one after another.
We're heading into the last quarter of the season for the Tigers. Check swing and a fastball up, appeal the first. Phil Cuzzy says he did not go. J.D. Martinez still has life at the plate. 3-0 Rays. And we're in the second.
Pitcher has life with his fastball.
Doesn't he?
They wanted it high, and that's where it was. And good call by the up. Well, maybe good call.
Oh, you're right. It was a good call.
Thank you.
The 1-2 pitch. He's swinging a foul out of play. Slider caught more of the plate probably than he wanted, but it's a sharp, late-breaking slider from Chris Archer.
It is, and you look at him, he's got the old socks on, they actually have...
it is a real old-fashioned look.
Yeah, and actually the stirrups, more and more kids are wearing them.
And socks with stripes.
Exactly, that's the Tampa Bay socks. We never knew they had stripes.
Now the windup in the 1-2. Swinging a high foul fly, slicing deep down the right field line. Long run for Kiermaier, and he looked like he was ready to fly into the crowd.
Oh, he did.
He pulled up, and it goes about 3 rows back. Kiermaier has been fantastic in the outfield for the Rays. It's a good outfield, but Kiermaier right now is kind of leading the way with his play in right field and all the ground that he is covering. Yeah. Jennings is very good in center.
Well, they told us about him in that series in Detroit, and he comes to play every game, that young man.
3-0 Rays. We're in the top of the second inning. Tigers trying to snap out of a funk on the road. Swing and a miss. Yeah. Well, Archer's doing what Max Scherzer did in his last start. He has struck out 4 of the first 5 batters.
And that was a pure slider and a beauty. All right, gang, place the deposit 2015 Tiger season tickets, and you receive 2014 postseason priority. 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
Well, Chris Archer, this is as good a stuff as you will find, Jim, for a young pitcher, 25. Nice easy 95 with 2 types of fastballs.
I'm sure they
and the slider.
They find his breaking balls a little bit. Jim Hickey gets high marks as a pitching coach.
He sure does.
So I would say probably a little help there.
And Castellanos takes a fastball in the dirt at 96. Here's a young man whose power has gone up since the All-Star break. Really the only Tiger hitting with power, consistent power.
You got the kids trying to show him.
Since the All-Star break. Nobody else really is matching his power numbers on this Tigers team or even close. There's a fastball swing and a miss. 11 of his 22 hits have been for extra bases for Nick Castellanos. And he's delivered some big home runs.
Trying to show the veterans, come on, guys. They need to get it going. Like I said, every day there's another game.
40 games left in this 2014 season. And this is kind of the key stretch for the Tigers right now.
It really is.
I don't think there's any question about that. The 1-1. Swing the line, drive left field, hit hard on the run. Joyce, he will reach out, make a fine running catch onto the warning track in left field.
That was fantastic. I thought it was diving so much he wouldn't get there, but he backhanded it no problem.
Castellanos with the line drive to the track, and Joyce hauled it in. 6 up, 6 down against Archer. That's the best swing of the night for the Tigers. We head to the bottom of the second inning in Tampa. Tigers trail the Rays 3-0. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Nome, left-handed batter facing Max Scherzer leading off the second. First pitch fastball low and outside. What a neat moment in between innings as they had a very nice video tribute to David Price.
It was fantastic. Really was.
I mean, a high-energy highlight video welcoming David Price back, as they said, a tip of the cap to David Price, and everybody in this ballpark on their feet, and that was a loud ovation.
Well, it was a lot of class by the Rays to
really
do that.
Nice.
Big time.
Right away, his first game back, and they didn't waste any time. There was a swing and a miss. Remember, it was an off day for Tampa when he got traded, so fans didn't get a chance, much like the Tiger fans really didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Austin Jackson.
That's right.
They welcomed him back with great gusto. There's a foul out of play, 2 balls and 2 strikes in Belnome, but Rays fans didn't have a chance to cheer for David Price leaving.
No.
Let them know what they felt about him. They just had a chance right here, and I'm sure he'll get a nice reception when he takes to the mound on Thursday afternoon here.
I'm sure he will, yes.
Here's the 2-2, swinging a high fly ball, center field, deep. Going back, Davis onto the warning track. He didn't see it! And it bounces one hop over the fence, and that's a break for the Tigers because that would have been 3 for Belnome and maybe even more. But Rajay Davis lost it in the roof here at Tropicana Field.
Dan, it's always interesting. I've said this before. The roof is almost the same color as the baseball when the baseball is rubbed up, just like the old Metrodome used to be, would drive outfielders crazy. And he never really saw that at all until the last second. And, of course, by then it was just too late. That big bounce out of there for a double instead it would have been a triple. But it always amazed me, and I talked to Torrey Hunter about that. He said, we could never figure that out. The same color as the roof.
Yep. That Teflon roof, Silverdome, Metrodome, here. It's the last one in existence as far as I know for a major professional team. There's a pitch outside.
Hopefully there won't be any more.
Kurt Casale at the plate. Used to be with the Tigers, now with the Tampa Bay Rays, and you could say it's a misplay, and unfortunately, it just that's just one of those things.
That's all it is.
With this roof and the color of the ball, Casale trying to bunt, and he bunts it foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. Torrey Hunter addressed that game Sunday. It was not a thing of beauty, obviously. That's why I think Miguel Cabrera spoke, and it's why Torrey Hunter spoke about the defense.
Well, the defense, but also the mental mistakes that don't show up in the era category. In front of the home fans, not good.
Casale waiting on the 1-1. 25-year-old native of Walnut Creek, California, bunts it out toward the mound. Maxwell field slipped a little bit, it looked like. Then he throws to first to get Casale. Sacrifice puts Belnome over at third with 1 out. The Rays are already leading 3-0. They've got their ace on the mound, Chris Archer.
Yeah, they sure do. And
that's a big run to Strand right now.
This is where Max really steps up as far as the swing and misses. Where they we always talk about swing and misses. This is a perfect example. When you have pitchers that can swing and misses, situation like this is what you need.
The second inning brought to you by Bell Tire. Go to belltire.com. Enter to win the Bell Tire Blast Zone contest. You could win a set of Mastercraft tires, a Tigers prize pack, and more. Tigers will draw the infield in tight. As Torrey Hunter said, offenses can go up and down. That happens. But he said defense should never go into a slump, and we are in a defensive slump right now. There's a slider low and in. That was a bigger breaking ball, really, to Kiermaier, left-handed bat. And, Jim, do you almost always go back to levels of concentration when it gets to with the stretch that we've seen? This is 21 errors in 22 games, plus, as you say, some misplays going back the last several weeks.
Yeah, part of it could be that. Part of it could be trying to do too much, not just at the plate, but defensively also. Trying to carry the load, make something happen.
Here's the 1-0. Another curveball, and it misses high to Kiermaier.
The sloppy play, drop fly balls, drop pop-up, in the infield, even though they got the infield fly rule. But those things just stand out when you're losing, especially. They're just magnified. That's one of the reasons they're unhappy. It's the style of play that they're seeing from their Tigers. You just shouldn't make mental mistakes like they make, and some of the errors, which are routine plays, it's ridiculous.
Now, Kiermaier lefty waiting the 2-0 pitch. Fastball outside. Pops the glove at 95, but Kiermaier has worked the count to 3-0. He was sizzling when he came into Detroit. Rookie in his first year with the Rays. Came up for one game last year. He has cooled way off, but he continues to draw walks in recent weeks, and now he's got the count 3-0. Fastball way inside. And Max Scherzer, for as sharp as he was in his last start, is just off a little bit tonight.
Well, he really is.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. He looked like he tried to get a little extra on that one. Held on to it a little bit too long. Well, this is interesting, Dan.
Brad Ausmus coming out. And not with a trainer. And this is a rare visit where he has a message to deliver.
Well, it could be, don't try to overthrow. Try to stay with your good mechanics and so forth. And, Brad was a heck of a defensive catcher for many years and really like a part-time pitching coach. So he sees some of the things that we see up here. Max, when he walks somebody, there's a reason. And normally it is he tried to overthrow and hit a certain spot.
That was interesting. He was delivering a message, and Cabrera was nodding his head. He was delivering that to everybody who was on that mound.
He knows with his good stuff that he challenges these guys. He's going to, for the most part, be successful. They're the last team you want to give free passes to. What happened in the first inning, hit batter and a walk, and then, of course, the home run.
Well, a little sharp contrast to the last time he went through the Pittsburgh order. First trip through the order, he struck out 7. First trip through the order today, there have been 5 base runners, 2 walks, a hit batter, a double, and a home run. Runners at the corners. Jennings takes a curveball for a strike on the inside corner. Jennings hitting .244, 10 home runs, 35 RBIs. His offensive numbers are off just a little bit this year. I think the biggest thing is he just doesn't steal bases like he did 2 years ago.
That should be part of what he does.
Much better against lefties. All of his power really is against lefties. Righties really limit the power numbers, batting average for Jennings. Max held that set position for a long time, and Jennings got time at the last moment from Greg Gibson. Max had started his motion right after, but held on to the ball.
Not as bad as the one that Miguel Cabrera got away with.
Knees bend. Jennings bends at the waist toward the plate, tucks that left shoulder in, and cocks a bat over the right shoulder. There's a swing and a miss. Good. Sharp slider away. So 1 for a called strike, now a swing and a miss. And this is a guy who will swing and miss. 100 strikeouts for Desmond Jennings in his 114 games.
Well, he's got a pitch to work with here. That slider is just one of the best when it's right.
Max does not get a lot of double plays turned behind him. This is not a terrific double play candidate with his speed. He'd take the strikeout right here if he could get it. 3-0 Rays are in the bottom of the second inning. Alex setting up low and away. The 0-2, swing and a miss, fastball right by him.
Tardy, and I mean tardy. Boy, he went right after him, didn't waste any time at all. Well, that's when you feel that you got him right where you want him.
Yep. Slider, fastball, and as you said, extremely tardy.
Exactly. You can see he was feeling for the ball and not even close to making contact.
2 outs, it leads it up to Ben Zobrist. First inning, it was a hit batter, and then with 2 outs and a man on first, it wasn't looking like anything was brewing.
No, that's right.
Longoria fell behind 1 ball and 2 strikes, and then worked Max for a walk, bringing up James Loney, who hit the most unexpected home run. Now, Max would give up home runs, but James Loney doesn't hit home runs.
Yeah, and he smoked that baby. That was in his buggy whip area.
We still that theory that the ball hit the bat might also play into it a little bit.
Well, could be.
As you mentioned.
It was in his happy zone. That's right.
Zobrist is a switch hitter, batting lefty. First pitch from Max is a fastball high and outside. He has been much better as a right-handed batter this year. Lower numbers, lower batting average, less power from the left side for Ben Zobrist. His name got tossed around at the trade deadline.
Sure
but
didn't it?
Rays are not going to part with a guy like this who holds extreme value year in and year out with his ability to play multiple positions and play them all well. There's a quick toss to first. Back with a head-first slide is Kiermaier, who can steal the base. He has terrific speed. Still learning how to use it on the base paths when it comes to stealing bases. Belnome is a runner at third. Double that Rajai Davis just didn't see. It was a deep fly ball, but he would have made the catch if he had seen it off the bat. Here's the 1-0. Change up outside. And again, the Rays making Max work hard here in the second inning, throw some pressure pitches as the pitch count climbs over 40. Tigers trying to turn around their fortunes on the road. They have lost 10 of their last 12 away from home after starting the year 31-17 on the road. The 2-0. Breaking ball strike to make it 2-1.
Well, that's part of what Max does now. He doesn't have to rely on one pitch. He's got 4-pitch arsenal that he can throw at any time. And when you have a power pitcher that can do that, it doesn't get any better.
Zobrist has 9 home runs. Just 38 RBIs for Ben Zobrist.
That sounds strange.
And because he's not hit well with runners in scoring position. 2-1, swinging the foul past the screen, stayed to the breaking ball. Tried to backdoor him just off the plate, got Zobrist to chase, and Zobrist broke his bat. That boy waiting forward with another one.
Way it is in the big leagues, get all you want. They're always ready. But most hitters, I would say, have 3 game bats.
If you go through all 3, then you really...
Well, then you have more in the back. There's always more. In fact, Miguel has...
There are times, and there's a certain bat that you really like, right?
Yeah, but this day and age, they break a lot. But, Miguel has 1,000 of them somewhere.
Outfield straight up and deep on Zobrist. Avila setting up away. 3-0 Rays in the second. The 2-2 is swinging a shot up the middle into center field, the base hit. Belnome in. Kiermaier scoots over to third as Davis gets the ball into Kinsler. Sharp 2-out single for Zobrist. And the Rays lead 4-0 here in the second.
Well, challenging with the fastball, and he gave it that good short stroke that he has. And that's why he hit it so good. Again, remember, this indoors, the ball just shoots through this type of surface. Kinsler had no chance.
This is the full dirt infield.
Which is a lot better than the other infields that just have the dirt around the bases.
Toronto, I think, is the last of those.
Yeah, thank goodness. And they're going to change.
They're going to go to grass, we understand, within a few years. It's going to be a few years, but they will go to grass. There's a pitch inside, so this is the full dirt infield. It's turf. But boy, does it get through in a hurry. Joyce takes a pitch inside. Well, we've seen this before from Max. This is usually the second inning has been his trouble inning. Get him early because we know he can settle down and give his team innings. Here's a ground ball to second base, hit hard. Right, though, to Ian Kinsler. He gloves it, fields over to Cabrera. Joyce is out, but another run for the Rays. Misplayed double. They got lost in the roof. A walk and a single produces the run. We go to the third inning, 4-0 Tampa on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Hey, check out this car. It's
this season, Powell Miller donates $300 to UD Jesuit. Powell Miller and the Miller Law Firm, lawyers who support the community. not a triples ballpark. Now, you would think it might be when you look at the gaps look big, don't they?
Well,
so
they
left
do.
center and right center,
Yeah.
but they're not necessarily that big. This is kind of a strange pitcher's ballpark, meaning the dimensions all look fairly cozy.
They do.
370 to the gaps is not, well, go to Yankee Stadium. They're even 385 in Yankee Stadium in right center field, although they cheat a little bit.
Oh, you're
it's
kidding.
out toward center field where it's 385. But you think of a lot of other ballparks, Jim, it's generally 380, 385 in the gaps. 322 down the right field line, 315 down the left, and 404 to center. But again, year in and year out, this is a pitcher's ballpark. There's a pitch up and in, 2-0 on Alex Avila. The Tigers looking for their first base runners, trailing 4-0 in the third.
So you think maybe that's why Tampa is always strong with pitching? That's right.
Kind of like Oakland. I mean, there is a reason Oakland, year in and year out, they've got a great pitcher's ballpark. And year in and year out, they make sure they take advantage of it. Here's the 2-0 to Alex. Fastball strike on the inside corner. He's facing the overshift. 3 infielders on the right side.
Now, this wouldn't be a bad time to, before he got that strike on him, bunt down the base line.
You wouldn't mind seeing him try it, would you?
Absolutely. I think
semi-regular
that's right.
basis.
If he would just act like he's going to do it, take a pitch, just to pull them over a little bit.
There's a breaking ball low. Slider misses, and it's now 3-1.
He has a home run off to this right-hander, 1 for 2 with a home run. I think that was here, if I remember right.
I think he bombed one to right field.
I think this is it, like the one Loney hit. Very similar.
Alex is putting up some pretty good numbers here in August. There's a pitch high and tight. And he draws a leadoff walk here in the third. First base runner for the Tigers. This ball.
Hit hard, even bobbled a little bit, but Longoria is good at third.
Tigers threaten, do not score in the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third, 4-0 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
The zero down payment.
Tampa Tigers bat in the top of the fourth inning. Hunter Cabrera and Victor Martinez to face Chris Archer. Today's game brought to you in part by Henderson Glass, Michigan's experts for auto, home, and commercial glass since 1915. With every strikeout by a Tiger starting pitcher, Michigan Masons donates $25 to their Model Student Assistance Program. Program that helps teachers identify at-risk students. Michigan Masons live better. First pitch to Torrey Hunter. Fastball up and in from Archer. A mini jam for Archer last inning. Couple of walks, and then Ian Kinsler hit a ball hard right to Evan Longoria, inning-ending double play. Swinging a tap foul on the slider that's breaking sharply down and away. No balls and 2 strikes.
And when you're playing better and things are going your way, that's in between third and short.
No question.
Or down the line for an extra base hit. That's just the way it is.
Or the bobble at least costs Longoria the chance at the double play. But nope, none of those things happen. Here's the 1-1, swinging a fly ball, right center field, deep, going back Jennings and Kiermaier, and this ball is off the wall. Hunter around first will cruise into second. With a leadoff double here in the fourth, first hit for the Tigers, and Hunter crushed it up the gap on an 0-2.
Yeah, he sure did. He went with the fastball, 95, and he's trying to protect the plate. That ball had great carry on it. I thought for a chance, for a moment there, it might be out, but the way the outfielders were going over, I looked at the outfielders to see what they're doing, and they knew it was going to be off the wall and played it that way.
It just doesn't seem like we see, if there are home runs hit here, and I don't remember this, but the Tigers actually hit 5 home runs here in 3 games
they did?
last year.
Well, I
scored
remember,
10 whole runs.
I remember Alex, that's about it.
But hit 5 home runs. But it just doesn't seem, Jim, like the ball goes from left center to right center for a home run.
It dies. Yeah, it looks like it dies in left center, doesn't it? The deepest part.
It's an odd phenomenon.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. That looked like a home run. Here's a swing and a ground ball up the middle. To his left, Escobar fields just behind second base. An easy toss to first to get Miguel Cabrera.
Well, what can I say? Let me mention this. If a Tiger hits for the cycle tonight, Andrew Hill from Schwartz Creek. Nice area. Won a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle brought to you by the Michigan Harley-Davidson Dealer Association. Now, to register, just go. And I mean go into Michigan Harley-Davidson Dealer or online at madda.com. That's the swing that everybody is disappointed in. It was just like he didn't want to strike out. It's hard for me to say that as well as I know him and know how great he is, but it just didn't look like the swing that he wanted to do something with the ball.
Early in the year, he was on pace with what he's been doing in recent years. 440 on first pitches when he put it in play with damage, meaning power, not just the 440, but with power.
Right.
And, Jim, it has not been that way for a while now. There's a pop-up shallow left field. Longoria going out, and he'll make the catch. No chance for Torrey Hunter to advance.
Wow.
Victor Martinez. So 2 pitches, and the 3-4 hitters make 2 easy outs.
Went with both times fastballs. Just overpowered him.
But, Jim, with Miguel, I mean, lately on that first pitch, it's been a lot of check swings and misses, pitches, and easy outs. And it's a sharp contrast to even earlier this season. He's always done damage when he puts that first pitch in play, but just not in the last month or so.
No, that's right. And, again, he expressed what's going on, how he feels with the injuries and so forth. And he says, I'm a gamer. I want to help the team. And he's really more like a normal human being now, which is, for him, surprising.
It was a breaking ball strike. Took a little off the slider, a little more hump to it. J.D. Martinez at the plate takes a strike. Archer struck out 4 of the first 5 batters. Last strikeout was J.D. Martinez, though, in the second inning. Tigers have had a few better swings. Castellanos, Kinsler, Hunter since then. So far, just the 1 hit to show for it. The strike 1 pitch. Another slider. Outside this time, J.D. comes into the game hitting .304, 16 home runs and 54 RBIs. 4-0 Rays win the 4th.
They need a big hit. They need somebody to catch on fire. Good hitting's contagious. So, boys, somebody get us started.
Martinez tucks that left shoulder in, upright stance. Cocks the bat tight over the right shoulder, swings and misses.
Wow.
Swung right through a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Jim, the delivery is so easy. It's got to get on hitters quick.
Oh, absolutely. The 96 is actually probably a couple miles an hour faster, and location is superb. When you look at this young man, he looks like he's 16 years old. But we know he's not, but what an arm.
Works over toward the first base side of the rubber. He sets, holds the glove away from the letters when he sets. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Whoa, fastball got him up in the strike zone.
They knew that's where they were going to go. That is a bit of a problem for J.D.
This strikeout for Archer ends the 4th leadoff double, but Torrey Hunter stranded at 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning at Tropicana Field, 4-0 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Rays, they bat in the bottom of the 4th inning, bottom 3rd of the order against Max Scherzer. Vince Belnome with a double his first time up, scored a run in the 2nd inning. That was his first major league hit.
How about that?
For Vince Belnome, really just because they don't have a lot of other options at the moment. That's why he got the call from AAA. He was 0 for 7 before that double. Fly ball here down the line to right. That's deep. That's trouble. And gone. A home run.
Wow.
First base umpire Phil Cuzzy says gone. Miguel Cabrera thought it went foul. And, Jim, I thought it definitely was foul. I was very surprised by the call.
Yeah, that ball is absolutely foul. It ran out of steam, and you can see where it landed.
You can see it go in front of the pole.
Yeah, right down in that little pit area. It's definitely foul.
I'm very surprised Phil Cuzzy made a mistake, though. I don't think there's any question about it. If the replay proves us otherwise, we'll apologize.
Yeah, that ball ran out of steam. I mean, really, that's what happened.
It was right down the line. I'm not even sure they're going to go to a video review, Jim.
They shouldn't have to. I mean, it was obvious, even from us. We're a long way away, but you can see the ball in front of the foul pole. Didn't hit it real good. He hit it off towards the end of the bat.
So Vince Belnome circles the bases as we watch a replay that clearly shows.
Not even close.
It went foul.
Oh, boy.
It was fairly close to the foul pole, but you could see it pass in front of the foul pole, and that's often a very difficult ball to see go foul.
No question.
So Vince Belnome gets to circle the bases, thinking he's just hit his first major league home run, and it's going to be taken away from him.
He's got to get back up there. Yes. I mean, it's not even in question. This shouldn't take long at all.
Umpires are going to the replay headsets. Replay brought to you by the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. And like you said, you would think it would take about 30 seconds.
That baby had no steam left. It had a fall foul.
And they're not going to take very long at all.
No.
Foul ball.
Yeah, what a surprise. Holy mackerel.
So Vince Belnome, who just circled the bases,
that's right,
now goes back to home plate with a strike one count.
And you know what? He's going to tell everybody, actually, he hit a home run and they said it was foul, but it was fair. Can't blame him off of Max Scherzer, a double and now a home run. Wow.
Just a long strike one.
That's all it was.
It was fairly close to the foul pole. Closer than I thought, actually. But it did definitely go foul. There's a swing and a foul off of Alex Avila. Caught him pretty flush.
Why not?
No balls and 2 strikes. 4-0 Rays. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fourth inning brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM. 3 runs in the first on a James Loney home run. That's the big blow in the game. The 0-2 pitch, fastball high. Belnome was hitting .240 with some power, not a lot of power. At AAA Durham at the time of his recall, former 28th round draft pick out of West Virginia. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner from home run to strikeout in the space of 4 pitches.
You're not kidding. That was a beauty. From time to time, I had not get a chance to chat with the coach, Rick Forsano. You know Rick.
Absolutely.
He's the best. And Rick, I know, listens to the game, and he wanted us to wish a happy birthday to a very close friend, Fran Cook. 90 years young, prisoner of war in the Second World War, German prison camp. How about that? As this game goes on, we want to talk to a little bit about him. And he's very sharp. He loves the game. He's followed the Tigers since he came to Detroit to work for Ford Motor Company many years ago.
It was a breaking ball strike on the inside corner to Kurt Casale.
He also told me, this is talking about Rick now, that Dan Dickerson, Jim Price, they know how to broadcast the game. They're the best. And you know what?
Well, we like him a lot.
We like him a lot. God bless Rick Forsano. And, of course, Fran, we appreciate your support and always good to talk to you. Let us know about your next birthday. Coach Forsano and, of course, Fran, great guy. And we appreciate your, you serving our country. Fran Cook, great guy.
Here's a 1-1. Breaking ball strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. And, a lot of folks, it's nice to hear from folks about how they like the broadcast. It does our heart good. I beat up Dan all the time.
Casale waiting. There's a pitch in the dirt.
That got the umpire, didn't it?
It sure did. That bounced in front of home plate. Casale traded from the Tigers organization last year, right before the start of the season. 10th round pick out of Vanderbilt 3 years ago.
David Price.
That's right. Solid power last year in the minor leagues. He had a very good year. An A-ball double-A, 260 with modest power this year at triple-A for Casale. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tip to the glove of Alex Avila. 5th strikeout for Max Scherzer. And now he has retired 6 in a row since the Zobrist single made it a 4-0 game in the second.
Well, these are the folks that he should bury. And he knows that. And, that's what he's just done. He's just buried City right here.
8-pitch, 3rd inning. And now a couple of strikeouts to start the 4th inning. 4 runs on 3 hits for the Rays. Tigers without a run on 1 hit against Chris Archer. Backdoor curveball.
Ooh, what a good call that was. Oh, man.
Heck of a call.
My goodness. Yeah.
Neared the outside corner.
I'm not sure it was even near the outside corner.
And he got the called strike. Now a fastball is popped in the air. Foul. 3rd base side long run for Castellanos, Romine, and that will get just into the seats. There's a lot of foul territory here, and this is a ballpark that last year, at any rate, saw as many foul ball outs as any ballpark not named the Oakland Coliseum.
I was going to say, what about Oakland? That's right.
Oakland's number 1, the reigning champion. Good
Forever.
luck unseating Oakland.
Until they get a new stadium.
But this has got foul territory that goes all the way down the lines in left and in right instead of being cut off by the stands. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He just waved at a changeup away. And Max Scherzer strikes out the side here in the 4th inning.
Why not? He's getting ready now.
We head to the 5th. 4-0 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Windows double, get double the savings. 2 windows for the price of 1. 4-0 Rays. Tigers bat in the 5th inning, first of 3. Lost 2 of 3 here last year. Tigers had gone 7-4, though, the last 3 years here at Tropicana Field. There have been some tight, low-scoring, tough battles with the Rays through the years. Tigers swept in a 4-game series a few years ago, came back to take 3 of 4 the next year here in Tampa. Every game seemed to hinge on a big play or two. That 4-game sweep a few years ago, remember Joe Madden kept walking Miguel Cabrera. There's a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike to Nick Castellanos. We've seen some terrific ball games in this ballpark, and the Rays tonight jumped out to the 4-0 lead. 3 in the first inning on a James Loney home run. So the expected pitchers duel has not materialized between these two pitchers tonight, Archer and Max Scherzer. Swinging a foul out of play.
Well, Dan, I remember that 4-game series before we came down. The skipper, Jim Leyland, said, that's going to be tough. That is really going to be a tough series. And it was. The Tigers basically swept, but every pitch meant something. It was like, 2-1, 3, whatever. I don't remember the scores, but
all tight, low-scoring
games and long.
Castellanos falls behind 0-2. Good swing his first time up. A line drive to left field. Good running catch by Joyce. Lays off a slider low and outside. 2 runners in the 3rd inning on a couple of walks. Inning-ending double play by Kinsler. Leadoff walk for Hunter last inning. Leadoff double, and he was stranded at 3rd.
89 on that slider. I mean, that's as good as it gets. You just don't see many of those.
6'3", 190-pound righty delivers a 1-2. Fastball buzzes. Castellanos high and tight. He has to duck out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Longoria at 3rd, deep and close to the line. He's still very good at 3rd, not off the charts numbers like early in his career, but still very good. Escobar slipped a little bit at short this year. Zobrist is terrific at 2nd, and James Loney is very good at 1st. Here's the 2-2. Slider, oh boy. Archer thought he had a called 3rd strike. I thought he had a called 3rd strike. It's 3-2.
I'll tell you what, Nick, the hold up on that, that's either he felt he had no chance to hit it or just I'm going to get a good call. One of the two.
Zobrist is shaded up the middle. Now he actually goes behind 2nd on the left field side of 2nd in an overshift. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a ground ball to where he was. Into right field, a base hit. How about that? Zobrist was shaded up the middle, and then with 2 strikes, a 3-2 count, I should say, he moved to the left field side of 2nd, and Castellanos hits a ground ball, routine ground ball, right to the spot that he had vacated.
Well, all he was doing was protecting the plate. He just didn't want it to go by the plate. Just stuck his bat out to put it in play. It happened to go where Zobrist was supposed to be. Now, they'll probably say, Zobrist, see what happens when you go over behind second base. See what I can do.
But that is a hitter who can hit ground balls and line drives to all fields and fly balls.
I'm a little surprised that they do that on him.
Leadoff single. Alex Avila takes a pitch in the dirt. Tigers have now had their leadoff man on 3 consecutive innings. These are the innings where you have your best shot at getting to Chris Archer. ERA of over 4.60, 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Once he gets past the 5th, he's been terrific. From the 6th inning on, he averages about 6 innings in a typical start, but he's only given up a handful of runs in 27 innings after the 5th inning this year. He's been lights out.
That's an ace's ace right there that could do that.
And we saw him pitch. He was strong into the 9th inning.
Yes, he was.
In the start in Detroit.
I think part of it is it's a golden arm, but also the mechanics are so good. He doesn't put a lot of strain on it, but he has good mechanics, good drive off the slab.
Here's the 1-0 to Avila, swinging a foul past the screen. We're perched above home plate just to the third base side here at Tropicana Field. It's really not a bad place to watch a ball game.
No.
We were talking about this earlier. If it's a hot, steamy day, which it is all summer long here in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, put that in capital letters.
I mean, you come inside, it's comfortable. The sight lines are great. You've had a team that's been very good for a long time, and they still have a very difficult time.
Yeah, really. It's
drawing fans.
As good a teams that they've had through the years, it's a shame, really.
Playoffs for the last 6 years. Swinging a ground ball foul down the first base line. I always marvel at the fact that the only team with more wins since 2008 is the New York Yankees. 14 more wins since 2008 through the end of last season.
Let's compare payrolls.
With $900 million more in payroll.
It's just, you can't make it up.
In that time.
Yes, you can't make it up.
They have accomplished a lot here.
You sure have.
1-2, the count on Avila, the pitch. Inside.
You know, I'm a little surprised, and again, I'm not out there, but the Tiger hitters can't touch that fastball. I'm a little surprised he's thrown so many.
It seems like a lot more than his start in Detroit.
It does.
And he broke a lot of bats. I was looking back at that game, Jim. The notes that I wrote to myself.
You wrote some notes to yourself? Did you find them?
In the future. I actually found them, too.
You did. That's a miracle.
Said a ton of broken bats, and we haven't really seen that good fastball a lot tonight.
I'm surprised.
Here's the 2-2. Swinging a line drive to right field, hit it hard, and going back, reaching up is Kiermaier to make the catch. That was not an easy play. That was a ball that was scorched. Kiermaier went to his right, went back, jumped up, and made the catch. A good swing, but it's the first out here in the fifth.
Good swing is right. The great Al Kaline always said an outfielder's one right at him. Right at him, line drive is hard to gauge it. But he didn't have any trouble. All right, gang. Valvoline Instant Oil Change Centers want you to tune in and win. Go to CBSDetroit.com's contest page. Register to win some prizes. Brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
So 4 of the last 11 batters with good swings and just 1 hit to show for it. I'm not including the Castellanos single as one of the good swings. As a pitch outside. Castellanos with the line drive. Hunter with a line drive double. Deep fly ball, really. Avila with a line out. And Kinza with a shot to third. But Tigers trail 4-0. Romine batting. He takes ball 1 now, waiting on the 1-0. Archer's going to flip over to first. Castellanos had about a 1-step lead. Back standing up.
You know, I know might sound funny, but, talking to Brad off the microphone, talked about, different ways to, get some runs. Even with 1 out, not a bad time now just to put somebody in motion, get the batter, swing the ball, make the defense move, try to put pressure on them.
Here's a swing and a shot up the middle and past. A diving Escobar into center field. That was a shot off the bat of Romine. So good to see the better swings the last few innings. A couple of men on for the Tigers for the second time tonight against Chris Archer.
Tell you, Romine has had some good swings of late, and that was a really good swing. A bullet back through the middle, and Archer had to hit the deck, but that was a solid swing.
Today's game brought to you in part by U.S. Park, the official parking service of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Our 5th inning is brought to you by the DMC. All-star lineups deserve all-star DMC docks. A stretch of 15 games out of 18 on the road for the Tigers. Starts with 3 here in Tampa. 7-game road trip, 3 at home, and then an 8-game road trip.
Oh, man.
This is going to be one key 3-week stretch for the Tigers. Here's a ground ball softly to first. Loney down to second, and he pulled Escobar off the bag at second, and everybody is safe.
Wow.
And that's a surprise. It's a very good first baseman. He really didn't have a chance, I don't think, to get 2.
No.
And he didn't make sure that he got the 1 at second base. A terrible throw to Escobar, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Yeah, not enough play because he was in close to the grass, so he had a throwing lane. When I say grass, into the artificial surface, and he knew right away he made a bad throw. You're right, a good fielding first baseman, and he's given the Tigers a great opportunity right here.
Error, and you could tell he couldn't believe he did it himself. Leaning over, hands on his knees after that poor throw to second base, but now the Tigers with a real shot. Better swings against Archer as Jim Hickey goes out to the mound to have a word. The entire infield joining in. Kinzer had a good swing his last time up. Now the Tigers need that big hit with men on base.
Well, let's put it this way. They're due. No matter who's up there, they're due.
That's a good point. Just about everybody up and down this lineup.
Remember we had them all line up one time and tweaked all of them? Well, they're all due.
This guy especially.
Yes.
Since his last home run was July the 3rd.
Ooh.
He's approaching 170 at-bats without a home run and hitting .234. First pitch to Kinzer. Not that he's your big power guy, but he was hitting with plenty of extra base power.
He was. And hitting it
up to the All-Star break.
Right.
11 home runs, ton of doubles. Oh, a big hit right here. Over shifted infield to the left side. Right side of the infield wide open. Kinsler takes a pitch in the dirt. And you're right, Jim, a lot of sliders. Surprising number of sliders for a guy who throws 2/3 of his pitches are fastballs.
Exactly.
I would say, Jim, more 50-50 or even less than that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. If that's their game plan, I'm just a little surprised. But the fastball, the guy's retarded against the fastball. And he's overthrown the slider, so that makes it at least effective.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Tigers down 4. We're in the 5th. Big moment in this game. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. Just pours the fastball in. The fastball hitters count. And Kinsler can't do anything with it. That's how good the fastball is.
Exactly.
Castellanos started the inning with a ground ball in the right spot into right field with an overshifted infield. Ray's not concerned. They're going to overshift again. This is a rarity. Seeing an overshifted infield against a righty. The 2-1. High and outside. Wow. 3-1 on Kinsler. Torrey Hunter waiting on deck. He doubled his last time up. Archer walks about 3.5 batters per 9. That's up from last year. Strikes out just under a batter an inning. And he's got to make a pitch right here. Kinsler waiting on a 3-1. Bases loaded, 1 out. We're in the 5th. Tigers down 4. The 3-1 high, not close.
Wow.
He walked him. Bases loaded walk. The Tigers get their first run of the game. And they are primed now for perhaps a big inning here in the 5th, trailing 4-1 now with Hunter and Cabrera coming up.
Well, good rallies really. The other team normally helps, and he has helped with that walk. But, you can get base hits. They made an error in a walk in this inning and a couple base hits. That's the kind of rallies that you need to get going. Torrey
Hunter's put up solid numbers, and in the power department especially, hitting 5th. He's back to the number 2 spot tonight. And he doubled in his second at-bat. He takes a fastball in off the plate. So now fastball command, eluding Chris Archer. Romine the runner at third. Davis at second. Kinsler at first. About as good as he gets on the base paths for the Tigers with these 3. Outfield straight up on Hunter. The 1-0 pitch. He's swinging a ground ball deep short. Escobar glove it. He's going to go to third for the force on Davis. And to score comes Romine. RBI for Hunter. It's a 4-2 game. And still 2 on for Miguel Cabrera.
Another ball hit hard. A good play by Escobar. Only play he had was to go to third base, and that was an easy one. But, as you said, the run scored, and that's real important.
Romine scores. Kinsler's at second. Hunter's at first for Miguel Cabrera. A couple of years ago, Joe Madden would have walked him right here.
Absolutely.
He walked Miguel Cabrera over and over with first base occupied in that series a few years ago. He's going to pitch to him here, obviously. 2 on, 2 outs. Potential tying runs at first in the form of Torrey Hunter. First pitch, fastball up and in. I was looking at how teams are pitching to Miguel today, Jim, and it's noticeable. They've always been able to get him out more successfully inside than anywhere else, but this year especially, those pitches off the plate inside. Right. He's swinging, and he is not doing much damage against them at all.
And part of hitting is, we talk about load. Part of hitting is leg drive. And that, to me, that's probably one of the things that bothers him, trying to get a bat out in front, especially inside. Lack of good leg drive because of what he's talked about with that injury, with the surgery.
Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss. He just waved at a slider low and away. Just don't see swings like that when Miguel Cabrera, when everything is clicking and everything is right. Because it was a late decision to swing, and he didn't come within 2 feet of that.
No, that's right. That just didn't used to happen.
Not that a good slider couldn't get a swing and miss from him in the past, but that swing is not what we're used to seeing.
And that ball was way off the plate.
2 on, 2 outs. Tigers down 2. The pitch, swinging a line drive into center field. Coming in, Jennings slides, and he made the catch. Oh, man.
Wow.
Miguel Cabrera turned around a 96-mile-an-hour fastball and ripped it into center field. And Jennings made a terrific sliding grab. Brad Ausmus is going to come out, but we'll have to see. Jim, it looked very clean to me.
Boy, it sure did. It looked like it went right in the glove.
Line drive, another great defensive play by a Rays defender. We're going to keep it here because Miguel Cabrera even thought it dropped. I did not. I thought it was a clean catch all the way. Brad Ausmus is going out, and he got the thumbs up from the dugout, Jim. He is actually going to ask for a review. So let's watch the replay and see what the Tigers were looking at.
Well,
How
it
about
bounced.
that?
How about that?
It did bounce.
Exactly, it did.
And now this becomes one of the tests.
Yes, Kinsler scores.
All right,
goes
so
to third.
Kinsler does score. How about that?
Very good.
And that's the proper call. Even if it was a raise in reverse, I mean, that is the proper call.
Exactly.
Kinsler absolutely would have scored. How about that? Single RBI instead of a 4-2 game inning over. Line drive single for 3 games with runners at the corners.
Well, this is a great inning for the Tigers to come out of their funk with help from the other team, but also the good swings by the Tigers, their bats.
Yep. Started with the Castellanos. Line drive.
Right.
To end the second inning.
That's right.
After he had struck out, after Archer had struck out 4 of the first 5 batters, Castellanos ripped the line drive to left field. That was the first good swing, and there have been really a lot of good swings since.
Yeah, Joyce made a heck of a play on it.
Now tying runs at third. Tigers trailing 4-3. Victor Martinez at the plate. Backdoor slider for a strike on the outside corner. Good to see Miguel Cabrera turn around a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. May not sound like much. We were talking earlier. That 96-mile-an-hour fastball, or as you said, even an average fastball sometimes.
Right, exactly.
He's had a hard time getting around on it.
But boy, he got around on that one. That was a bullet.
And he knew it, too, Jim, when he rounded first.
Yeah, he did. He knew. That's right.
He knew that ball had bounced. Cheers to strike one to Victor. Off the plate outside, a rare changeup away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 4-3. Tigers now trailing by 1.
Well,
3 runs, 4 hits for the Tigers. 4 runs, 3 hits, 1. Gigantic error for the Rays.
Well, here's the guy in the box that can keep it going.
Victor has taken a called third. Popped out on the first pitch that he saw from Archer in the 4th inning with a runner at third and 1 out. Now you know he wants to deliver the run right here. Batting lefty against the righty, the 1-1 swing, and he pops it up. Just to the right of the mound, coming in Loney, and he makes the catch. Martinez is out, and so are the Tigers, but the Tigers send 8 men to the plate and score 3 runs. The overturn on the line out to center gives Cabrera a single, and the Tigers another run. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers trailing 4-3. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3 unearned runs for the Tigers. Now they trail it 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Max Scherzer on the mound for the Tigers. Just worked 2 quick innings, retired 7 in a row. Desmond Jennings at the plate, and he takes ball 1.
You feel good right now with Max on the mound to limit the damage, which is already over.
There's a swing and a fly ball, center field. Hit fairly hard, but Davis is tracking it. He'll make a nice running catch deep into center field, moving toward left center.
That ball carried better than I thought he hit it.
Didn't sound good off the bat.
It sure did. No. Sounded like he actually towards the end of the bat.
Every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher tonight. The University of Toledo deposits $100 into UT's Strikeouts for Scholarships account. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official health care provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Max gave up a 3-run home run in the 1st inning after hitting a batter and walking a batter to James Loney. And then the Rays added another run in the 2nd inning, a 2-out single from Zobrist. Curveball low and outside to Zobrist.
Isn't it interesting that Loney hit that home run, then he made a big error that helped the Tigers score 3 runs.
An experienced, accomplished defensive first baseman.
Yes, very, very much so.
Knew he couldn't get 2, but he forced a play down to second. Instead of making sure he made a good, strong throw and accurate, he kind of threw on the run. There's a pitch outside 2-0. And he knew it as soon as it left his hand that he'd made a mistake. That's why all 3 runs are unearned. Here's the 2-0. Hop foul out of play. Zobrist batting from his weaker left side. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. This is where Max thrives once he gets over his early blip, if he has one. Max cruises in the late innings. Gets tougher as the pinch count climbs. There's a swing and another foul out of play.
That's just good old-fashioned hardball there.
Isn't
That's
it?
life on the fastball that I love to talk about. It's unique. And one of the best. When you have velocity, movement, and location, is there anything better than that?
And he had just everything with all 4 pitches working his last time out.
Sure did.
Works over toward the third base side of the rubber into his motion. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a soft ground ball down the third base line, and it went just foul.
What did he hit that with? His hands?
I'm not sure what he hit that with or how he hit it. It was the softest opposite way ground ball, and it went outside of third by about 6 inches.
Yeah, that ball wasn't even marked. It was hit so easy.
Still 2-2 on Ben Zobrist. Pitch counts brought to you by Sunoco and the Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spotted, and win. It was 47 pitches through 2 innings for Max and then 2 quick innings. So he's just over 70 pitches here in the 5th. If he can work a quick 5th inning, he's really right on target for pitches. Change up outside. And it's now 3-2 on Zobrist. Hit by a pitch his first time up. He was drilled on an 0-1.
Guarantee he's got the marks to prove it. You want to check it out after the game, right? High on his butt cheek.
I'll leave that to you. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a shot foul down the first base line. Zobrist comes in hitting .279. Again, the power is off a little bit for Zobrist, but this is one valuable player that the Rays have. An under the radar valuable player because of all that he does, all the little things that add up to a lot. Knees are bent, bends at the waist toward the plate, cocks the bat tight over the left shoulder. 3-2 pitch, oof, breaking ball high and outside, not close.
No, you can't be happy with that release.
So Max, since the Zobrist 2-out RBI single in the second inning, had retired 8 in a row. That's the first batter since Zobrist reached with a single in the second inning. 1-out walk here in the 5th inning. Tigers now trailing 4-3. Max badly wants to put up that 0 after his team just scored 3 runs to tighten this game up.
Well, he's one of the best at that.
That shutdown inning you always look for. Check some scores in the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Royals are playing at the Rockies tonight. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Rockies all kinds of banged up. Tulowitzki's done for the year. Carlos Gonzalez is on the disabled list. I think he's done for the year as well.
I think so too, yes.
Those are a couple of big blows. But for Tigers fans, remember the Rockies still score runs in their home ballpark.
Yes.
It almost doesn't matter who is hitting.
Get a little help.
They will score runs. That won't necessarily be an easy series for Kansas City, but you just marvel at what the Royals are doing right now. They're playing great baseball. There's a strike on the inside corner. 0-2 on Joyce. Royals are 21-5 in their last 26 games.
That's got to come to an end. Because, with that, Mojo and, Mojo needs to leave.
It eventually will. It's just a matter of when.
Exactly. We got to put a push on it, though.
9-game road trip starts with 3 out of 4, taking 3 out of 4 from the Twins in Minneapolis. There's a swing and a high fly ball off the bat of Joyce. Shallow left center. Coming in, J.D. Martinez. He makes the catch for the second out here in the 5th inning with the Tigers trailing by 1. The Royals in this stretch have gone from 48-50 to 69-55.
Yikes, that's crazy.
What a change.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The offense is revved up. The offense now during this stretch averaging almost 5 runs a game. The thing that really stands out, Jim, and one of the reasons it will cool off, I mean, everybody knows it'll cool off, but it's amazing how many of their base runners are coming around to score. They're scoring at such a high clip right now. It just defies
that's not the Royals.
all possibilities over that long a stretch. Here's the 2-0. Slider grabs the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. White Sox Orioles 1-1 in the 3rd in Chicago. Abreu hit his 32nd home run.
Yikes.
Twins lead the Indians 5-1. That game is in the top of the 3rd inning in Minneapolis. The A's have lost 5 in a row and 7 of 8. Their toughest stretch of the year. They're home against the Mets tonight. Scott Kazmir going for his 14th. Max sets, holds the glove high, holds that glove by the right shoulder. Time called. You can hear Greg Gibson. That is a vocal umpire behind the plate.
Not a lot of people here, so the voice carries. It sounds like there's more.
Acoustics are better here.
Yeah,
there's no question
really
about that.
A lot of Tiger fans, as we said.
That was an amazing reaction when they showed the replay.
It sure was.
And you heard an eruption. You're thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Those are Tiger fans. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a pop foul out of play. Live fastball in at 94. Let's pause for station identification on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Longoria tonight has walked. That was a big walk in the first inning with 2 outs ahead of the Loney home run. Shallow fly ball to right field as last time. Waiting on a 2-2 here. Zobrist the runner at first. Max ready. The 2-2 in the dirt with the slider. Dropping to his knees to block it is Alex Avila. And now 3-2. This is similar to that first at bat. Longoria worked the count full after falling behind his first time. Here after 2-2, works it to 3-2. That loosens up Zobrist from first base. Kinsler at second, shades up the middle. The outfield plays straight up. Not a lot of shifting in this outfield. Again, it's not a very big outfield. Tigers have been playing straight up most of the night. Longoria waiting. Zobrist goes 3-2, swinging a high foul fly deep down the left field line. 4 rings of catwalks here at Tropicana Field make it kind of the defining feature, or at least it can be, and the occasional bird flying by.
So they stay out of the booth. They don't attack me like they've been doing.
If you hit the lower 2 rings, it can be a home run, is a home run, and then pop-ups can sometimes go up to those upper 2 rings and disappear.
Miguel Cabrera, which one was he? The second?
He hit the second ring.
It was with 9 miles.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got him on the outside corner. Longoria slams his bat down, but I think he knew it.
He did. That was a heck of a slider. I mean, a beauty.
7 strikeout for Max, ends the 5th. He is not allowed to hit now since the second inning. We go to the 6th inning at Tropicana Field. It's 4-3. Tampa on top of the Tigers on the Detroit Tigers radio network. That last inning, J.D. Martinez leads off for the Tigers here in the 6th inning, so we'll see what wins out here tonight. Archer, very tough, as we told you, from the 6th inning on, all season long. But the Tigers' swings have been good, really, from the 2nd inning on.
They have.
Against Archer, even if they haven't always had something to show for it. But hard contact, starting with Castellanos out in the 2nd.
Right.
So we'll see which way it goes here in the 6th and maybe 7th innings against Chris Archer.
The Tiger batters just keep it going like you did last inning.
Strike 1 pitch is a slider in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. J.D. Martinez has struck out twice. Once on a slider, once on a high fastball, and he really got him to chase a high fastball his last time up, well out of the strike zone.
Where they wanted it, and that's where it was.
In 6th inning today, brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Going to discover the Demmer difference. The 1-1 from Archer, swinging a foul, got him to chase a high fastball again, and that fastball velocity and the life on that pitch stays very consistent right to the end of whatever inning is the end for Chris Archer.
Yeah, and it's
impressive.
It's a golden arm. I just think today his pattern was a little bit off of what we would have thought with all the sliders.
The 1-2, swinging a foul. Back to the screen, tried to get him to chase that high fastball, but it was at least at a spot where he could foul it back.
Fighting for his life.
You know, it's 1 of 2 pitches. That doesn't make it any easier.
No,
Not with a sharp break on his slider. Tigers have worked Archer for 3 walks in this game. He has struck out 6, the last 5. The last was J.D. Martinez. 1-2, swinging a tap foul. That's battling right there. Still 1-2. Well, Justin Verlander supposed to pick up a ball today. He did and threw. He did not throw a bullpen session. So, if he feels good tomorrow, he'll have a bullpen session, I would think, tomorrow, Jim, with a day game on Thursday.
Yeah, I watched him throw today. And nice and easy, in the outfield to the catcher.
So, 2-step process. The 1-2 is swinging a soft tapper to the right of the mound. Fielded by Archer, bobbles it, and then he corrals it. Underhand flip to Loney.
That was hot, wasn't it?
He just got J.D. Martinez for the first out here in the 6th inning. So if he feels good tomorrow, the bullpen, and then if he feels good after the bullpen, he will start on Saturday. So,
well, it'll be interesting because first start he's ever missed, and if he comes back and he's Justin Verlander, this thing get turned around in a hurry. In fact, tonight, if you keep digging tonight and win this ball game,
this would be
start
a big win.
right tonight and turn it around.
Sure could. Tigers 13-18 since the All-Star break.
Yeah, a lot to be forgiven if they get on a roll and start playing the game the right way, starting with pitching and then hitting defense, the whole thing.
This has been a good road team. There's every reason to believe it can be again. There's a swing and a miss. You knew there was going to be a slight cool down on the road. It's very hard to win 50 on the road, and that's what the Tigers are on pace to do. But okay, they've had their cool stretch. They've lost 10 or 12 on the road. Now they can feel free to pick it back up.
Feel free, boys.
Here's a strike one to Nick. Fastball low. Still at 96 with that fastball.
It is. It's the same action. It's the same delivery, same keyhole. But I think the Tigers have made him question some of his stuff with the good swings.
Overshifted infield again on Nick. He hit to the right side against this formation last time. Swing and a miss. They're pitching him differently, though. They're not going to let him take a pitch outside and punch it into right field. He's pounding him in.
Yeah, it was at 96. Good luck. You can't extend those arms. It's even a little bit tougher to catch up to a fastball.
Zobrist was in the overshift. Now with 2 strikes, he's back to the right side of second base. Still shaded way up the middle. Outfield doesn't move much. Jennings shades a little toward right center. Tigers trailing 4-3. We're in the 6th. 1-2. Won't chase the fastball up in the strike zone. Not quite the lights-out bullpen that the Rays have had in recent years, but the back end of that bullpen, Boxberger and McGee, is still a good 1-2 punch.
They usually find a way to have a good closer.
Boxberger's strikeout numbers are ridiculous. Here's the 2-2. Check swing, and a good discipline by Castellanos to lay off a tempting slider just off the plate.
That was amazing, really was, because that was a perfect slider, and he read it. I mean, that's sharp.
From 1-2, he's worked the count to 3-2. Righty on righty in this matchup. The 3-2 pitch. Slider got him. A terrific pitch.
It really was, and again, slider, then a fastball every once in a while, but that's the game plan, and they're sticking with it. One of the best fastballs in the game. And also, if you keep throwing a slider like that, one of the best sliders. Just ask Nick.
Just frozen.
Perfect pitch.
Well, leaves it up to Alex Avila. The Tigers have had base runners each of the last 3 innings. Runners in scoring position each of the last 3 innings. Finally cashed in thanks to the Loney error to score 3 unearned runs last inning with some good swings. Now Alex Avila will face the overshifted infield. Fastball, whoa. That's down in the strike zone. And
Alex had just given the body look, that's all.
Called strike by Greg Gibson. That's,
that's a horrible call.
Jeez.
That's as bad as it gets.
That's about 6 inches below the strike zone, according to the Fox Tracks box. Now the strike one pitch. Trying to see how low he'll go. He bounces one up.
How low will you go?
1 ball and 1 strike. Night game tomorrow night. As we said, there'll be terrific pitching throughout this series. Rick Porcello will go for the Tigers tomorrow. He's going for his 14th win. Pitched into some tough luck lately. He's certainly pitched well enough to have 14 or 15 wins by now.
Yes, he has. Ricky is there. He's become a complete pitcher. Fun to watch him when he pitches.
Here's the 1-1 to Avila. Fastball high and outside. Jake Odorizzi, another one of the pieces from Kansas City for James Shields, has been a big part of the Rays bullpen, or the rotation. He's 9-9 with a 3.80 ERA. He goes for the Rays. Price against Cobb in the wrap-up on Thursday.
That'll be unique for David especially.
Here's the 2-1. Check, swing, strike. David answered all the questions today, including one from his former teammate. Matt Joyce grabbed a microphone and got into the scrum in the Tigers dugout and cracked everybody up. How will you pitch to Rays hitters? And David Price has had a big smile on his face. So, well, I'll send one to the backstop to start with. Then I might hit a guy named Joyce.
That's right.
Here's the 2-2. Outside. Off speed and away. And it's now 3-2 on Avila.
Now that's an off-speed pitch. They say slider, but he's thrown 2 changeups in this at bat. That's a rarity. It is a pitch I thought he would have used more.
Pitch count has just hit 100 for Archer. This could well be his last batter of the game. if he gets him out. Here's the 3-2. Low and in, he walks him. So Alex Avila walks for the second time, extends this 6th inning.
It helps get this lineup turned around.
Well, brings up Andrew Romine. Good swing his last time up. He had a shot up the middle into center field.
You would think they'd get some of the bullpen busy.
I'm surprised nobody is up. He had to throw a lot of pitches last inning and walked a batter. This is his 4th walk of the game. Escobar is going to shade a little further up the middle on Romine this time. Ground ball just got past him. Won't be able to do that. There's a fastball low. Same spot that was called. A strike on Avila is ball 1 on Romine. 1 for 2 for Romine. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Tigers. They've had some quality at-bats against the very tough-to-hit Chris Archer. Here's the 1-0. Outside. 2-0 on Romine.
I thought it looked like he guided a couple pitches in this inning, which he didn't do before.
And now, indeed, the Rays bullpen will start to get busy.
That tells you that he might be fielding it a little bit when you start guiding the ball.
Both middle infielders are pinching up the middle on Romine. There's a fastball high and outside, not close. Brings the catcher Casale up out of his crouch to grab it. And 3-0 on Romine after walking Avila. The hurry-up call to the bullpen for the Rays. Kirby Yates is up and throwing, a right-hander. 3-0. High and outside. Wow. He didn't come close to throwing in the strike. So, a couple of men on with walks, with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Tigers trailing by a run. The potential tying run is at second base for Rajai Davis.
Well, it's always interesting, when a pitcher starts to get a little tired, they aim the ball and also they compensate. And that's when they get the mechanics messed up. Think they're trying to get back to that good velocity. And when you're tired, you start to aim the ball and you push the ball. And that was pretty obvious, I think, with these 2 walks.
Struck out 4 of the first 5 batters. He has struck out 2 of the last 21 batters with 5 walks. Remember in that game in Detroit, you mentioned it. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Kind of stood out because he hasn't had many games like that this year.
No, that's right. But this is a good opportunity right here because he's got to stay in. I don't think the reliever is warmed up yet. And he's earned this opportunity.
3rd mound visit for Jim Hickey, out to the mound for his young right-hander. First full year in a rotation. The Rays have been talking about. They admit they're going to have to keep an eye on some of these youngsters and their workload in September. And Archer, you would think, is one of those.
Absolutely.
Big moment for Rajai Davis. First pitch, slider is a little bit high, ball 1. Rajai worked him for a rare walk for Rajai at any rate. In the 3rd inning, laid off a tough 3-2 pitch to draw the walk. Now he's got a chance to tie this game up with a base hit. The outfield all comes in there straight up. There's a swing, a line drive in the left center that's going to drop for a base hit, and it's going to score Alex Avila. Up with the ball is Jennings. He will not even make a throw. 2-out single for Rajai Davis after a couple of walks, and the Tigers have tied it at 4 here in the 6th.
Well, he got jabbed, but he was able to get it out in the right spot into center field, and well, that's just the way it goes. You get an opportunity to drive in a run. And Rajai Davis, well, he did it the right way. Irritated him at the same time because it wasn't a bullet, but hit it in the right spot.
Romine ends up on 3rd. 2-out walks help the Tigers to a run that ties the game. 3 in the 5th, 1 here in the 6th, and the Rays are going to their bullpen. Before Ian Kinsler bats with a chance to break this tie, Rays are going to their bullpen, and the night is done for Chris Archer. 4-4 tied, 2 outs, 2 on in the 6th. Let's pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Runners at the corners, a run in. Tigers have tied the game 4-4. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Kirby Yates takes over on the mound.
Good news change brought to your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. Well, lefty's 227 against him, righty's 214 with a couple home runs. Their numbers are very good. 29 strikeouts, 24 2/3, only 20 hits, 7 walks, a couple home runs. This young man has done a heck of a job.
He was dominating so much at AAA, they said, well, there's no need to waste you anymore down here.
That's right.
First call up to the big leagues, and it hasn't phased him a bit. Low walks, high strikeouts, impressive numbers through 25 innings. He's being asked to get a big out here to end the 6th inning. Ian Kinsler walked to the bases loaded his last time up. That was the Tigers' first run of this game. First pitch to Ian Kinsler. Fastball for a strike. Davis was taking off, and then he stopped at first base. Overshifted infield on Kinsler. Rays one of the few teams to overshift on the left side against right-handed batters.
It stands out. They do things a little bit differently here. Most of the time, it works.
A quick sidearm toss over to first base to drive Rajai Davis back. 3 steals the other day. Banged up his thumb, came out, but he's fine today. He's just delivered a big 2-out hit to tie this game, and now Kinsler with a hit can give the Tigers a lead. Overshifted infield, 3 infielders on the left side. Wide open right side of the infield for Kinsler. Kirby Yates sets the pitch. High and tight. Fastball buzzes him up and in at 92. Kinsler long overdue for a big hit. He's 0 for 2 with that walk. His average has fallen to 282.
That was kind of the bottom part. Wasn't it the first time he went through that, got down to about 280?
And then he just rocketed it back
exactly.
up.
So we're looking for that rocket again.
Sally, the catcher, setting up inside. The 1-1 is low and inside, not close.
His fastball is a 92, but he has good movement on it, tailing action, so it's a 2-seamer.
2 outs, bases empty. Alex Avila drew a walk, and then Romine drew a walk on 4 pitches. And on a 1-0 pitch, Rajai Davis singled into center field to tie the game. Romine's now at third, Davis at first. Davis takes off, 2-1 pitch, swinging a tap foul. He would have walked into second base.
In fact, I didn't think anybody would have covered. Meaning, only person who had the chance to would have been Zobrist. The left side of second base, almost really behind it.
2-2 on Ian Kinsler. Strikeout. Hit the ball hard, but bounced into a double play in his second at bat before the walk with the bases loaded. Midway in that right-handed batter's box, right on top of the plate. Very upright stance, extends the hands away from the right shoulder and cocks the bat over. Davis goes 2-2, pitch is low, and no throw down to second base. Kinsler took a close pitch. It's ball 3, and now there are 2 in scoring position with Torrey Hunter waiting on deck.
Now that's a confident good eye right there. That ball was close. And Rajai was looking at home plate, running to second. Nobody in sight to cover the bag.
He was ready to slide and saw exactly that.
Yep.
Nobody going over to cover. Now, right side of the infield. Right side of second base. Still shaded up the middle. Kinsler waiting on a 3-2. On the way. Swings and hits a high fly ball. Shallow center field. Zobrist will give way to Jennings, who makes the catch jogging towards second. Kinsler is out, but the Tigers tie it on a 2-out single from Rajai Davis.
Good job, boys.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in St. Petersburg. Tigers and Rays in a 4-4 game. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Rays bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher, $100 deposited to the University of Toledo Strikeouts for Scholarships account. UT 1 hour south of Comerica Park. Today's game brought to you in part by the home sales team at Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors, the official realtor of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Max Scherzer gave up a single with 2 outs in the second inning to Ben Zobrist that at the time, 11 batters in, made it a 4-0 lead for the Rays. Now the Tigers have tied it, and Max Scherzer's allowed 1 base runner since the second. He's retired 10 of the last 11. First pitch changeup is outside. James Loney hit a 3-run home run off Max right down the line to start this game and give the Rays the early 3-0 lead. 5 batters in. Broken bat line drive will be over the glove of a leaping Romine into left center, fielded by Martinez. He gets it back in quickly. Sounded like he broke his bat, and I thought Romine was going to time his jump and grab that ball.
Yeah, I did too. Agonizingly very close. You know, there's a lot of Tiger fans here tonight. A lot of it is from the Gulf Coast Tigers. They're here. Gulf Coast League Tigers are here. All the kids. They every year we come down, they have all the kids out here. So that's
Yep.
a lot of the cheering right there. Always a thrill for them.
So soft line drive. Single for Loney. Heading toward the bottom part of the order. Escobar shows bunt, pulls the bat back. He takes a pitch right through the heart of the plate. A fastball for a called strike. Escobar is struck out at a fly ball to right. Max's hitter batter walked 3 and struck out 7. As Jim mentioned, 2 walks, 25 strikeouts, and 16 innings in his last 2 starts. I guess he can't do that every time out. You're beginning to feel like he might be able to.
No, you sure do. A lot of confidence in Scherzer.
Now a slider a little bit low as again Escobar shows bunt and pulls the bat back.
Well, with their style of play, I mean, they have to be able to do the small things. You know, situational bunting, situational hitting, whatever you want to call it.
Loney not the swiftest of foot. Has a short lead at second. There's a throw to first.
Wow.
My goodness. Max turned and bounced the throw 5 feet from Cabrera.
Now let me see.
But he threw it and bounced it so softly that
Yeah.
Miguel could almost bear him.
97 to the plate, and then 32 to Miguel.
At the most.
At the most. It ran out of room.
So if Escobar bunts this ball too hard, back to, say, Max Scherzer or even to Castellanos, you've got an option to throw down to second base. Here's the 1-1. He bunts it hard but foul down the first base line and falls behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not a very good offensive season, but Escobar really hasn't been. He used to be kind of that offensive shortstop that could bang the occasional extra base hit and hit for average, but he really hasn't been that guy.
No, he hasn't.
For a few years, and this year, probably one of his toughest years, hitting 255s, as we mentioned, with very little power.
Right.
Just 18 of his 94 hits have been extra base hits. Waiting on the 1-2 here. He's going to bunt again.
Wow. That's when you're struggling there, boy.
I guess that is a reflection of how much he's struggling as the pitch is in the dirt.
Now, I don't know if that came from the manager or not. He might have done that on his own. Not a lot of confidence in what he can do if he did.
I'm guessing Joe Madden is having a bunt. What do you think? It just seems like the kind of manager who would say, yeah, I know usually only pitchers are asked to bunt with 2 strikes.
Well, with Joe, you never know. He's unique and he's good.
He sure is. Escobar squares. Now he takes it off himself and swings and taps it foul.
Almost hit that with his thumbs, didn't he?
Right in on the hands.
Boy.
Blaine Hardy has begun to throw in the Tigers bullpen.
And the amazing Al, and they're 2 young men. They're doing a heck of a job.
They really are. Albuquerque's made a number of improvements, has to get better against lefties. He's shown in some recent outings that he can do that. Man on first to lead off the 6th inning. The 2-2, swinging a foul out of play, poured the fastball in away, and Escobar just fouled it off way back first base side.
The thing about Scherzer, that life on the fastball is still there. And the movement, that means the late action is there. Sometimes the command might just be off a little bit as the more pitches you throw. But he stays with the same mechanics and now the same keyhole, and that's one of the reasons he has been so good.
This is a guy you can double up. He's grounded into 14 double plays this year. Can Max get a ground ball right here? He's going to bunt, and he takes a called third strike on the inside corner.
You know, to me, Dan, that's thrown away in a bat. I mean, it really is. And if you know, the Rays fans that are here, you can't blame them for saying, are you kidding me?
If you're going to show a bunt, I mean, you've got to at least offer at that pitch.
That's
I mean, that was too close to take it, certainly seemed like.
That's thrown away in a bat. That's giving an out to the other team.
And Jim, on that pitch right there, not an especially tough pitch to bunt.
No, down in the zone, that's really where you want it, in inner half of the plate.
I mean, if you're going to bunt with 2 strikes, seems like that's the pitch you would actually offer.
Yeah, and you know, a borderline pitch, you better take a shot at it.
8th strikeout for Max. He'll take it. Like a little gift right there.
Really.
There's a swing and a miss. Whoa, he follows up the previous pitch, which was a slider low and in with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball up. Belnome at the plate with a double, a home run taken away, and a strikeout in that same at bat.
Believe me, Scherzer remembers that, and that's why that fastball was, 96?
Now swinging a foul to the screen, but Belnome has had 2 good swings against Max, surprisingly. First major league hit, a double that, well, Rajai Davis lost in the roof.
That was a gift.
But he did hit it hard, and then he hit one right down the line. It went just foul. Phil Cuzzy, the first base umpire, said fair. The review didn't take long.
Everybody here knew it was foul. Well, how come he didn't know that?
Well, he had to circle the bases. He'd been told to circle the bases.
I'm talking about the umpire.
Oh, the 0-2, swinging a soft pop-up into shallow center field. Davis will read this one, come in, put it in his back pocket for out number 2.
All right, gang, September 8th is a big sports day in Motown. Royals will be at Comerica Park, 4:08 start. You get a ticket to the game on Motor City Sports Party T-shirt when you buy them exclusively at tigers.com/sports. You heard it right here.
Two outs, a man on first. Kurt Casale at the plate, where the Rays just have not gotten any production from their catchers.
They've ever since I'm going to bring that up
the beginning of time.
Exactly. It's amazing their pitching has been so good.
There's a strike. Perhaps more than any other team, they put an emphasis on the defensive abilities of their catchers.
That's true.
That's why Jose Molina still has a job at the major league level.
That's exactly right.
His ability to get extra strikes for his pitchers. That's why they signed Hannigan this year, but just no production at all. Hannigan, Casale, Molina. On the offensive side of things, there's a pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Casale's hitting 186 in his 43 at-bats coming into this game. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a sacrifice.
Well, it's the first I've seen him, but he looks good quick behind the plate. He blocks some balls. He gives a good target. So that's kind of what they're looking for.
Yep. Molina's hitting 187. That's almost 200 at-bats.
Nice.
And Hannigan's hitting 212 with no power. There's a strike. Good slider from Max. Pitch counted 102, Jim. Pressure pitches early, not many lately. Would he come back out for the 7th if he can get Casale right here?
Boy, I don't know. That's a tough call right now.
Remember, he had the longest start by pitches his last time out, 121.
He still has good stuff. I mean, good action on his pitches, good velocity.
Here's the 1-2 outside. Even with the off day, he did not get an extra day of rest because of the injury situation with Justin Verlander. They're actually pitching him on normal rest. So all of that figures into it. 121 pitches. That was the most he'd thrown all season his last time out.
That might help decide it.
Kiermaier, the lefty, coming up, and Hardy and Albuquerque throwing. We'll see. Casale waiting on a 2-2. 4-4 tie, bottom of the 6th inning. There's a swing and a ground ball to third base. Scooped up by Castellanos. An easy toss across the diamond in the dirt, but scooped up by Cabrera.
Through a sinker.
Casale is out. A leadoff single does no harm. We've played 6 now at Tropicana Field, and the Tigers and Rays are tied 4-4 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Attention RVers, the massive RV
4-4 tie, Tigers and Tampa Bay Rays. Brad Boxberger, young man who we saw in Detroit with an impressive right arm, takes over on the mound here in the 7th.
To say the least. Pitcher change brought to you neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. Lefties go 76 with 1 home run. Righties 200 with 5 home runs. And the numbers are just bizarre. 84 strikeouts in 53 innings. I'm going to say that again. 84 strikeouts in 53 innings. 17 walks. Who cares? 25 hits. 6 home runs. This arm is mighty special. And bringing him in to face the heart of the order.
Generally, he's an 8th inning setup man for Jake McGee. There's a fastball strike. Joe Madden has been, because of the struggles at Grand Balfour, has been working his bullpen a little bit differently this year. It's not quite closer by committee, but McGee, the closer, sometimes might be used in the 8th inning if it's the best part of the opposing lineup. There's a strike.
And I like I told you, I think that's fantastic.
Quickly 0-2 on Hunter. So here's a case where the 8th inning guy is being brought into the 7th inning. The most electric arm in this bullpen, at least with the strikeouts, to face the 2, 3, 4 hitters.
Makes sense.
Here's the 0-2. Fastball low and outside. Torrey Hunter today is 1 for 3. 2 good swings his last 2 times up against Chris Archer. We saw this young man come in Detroit and settle things down when the Tigers are trying to come from behind against the Rays. Swing and a miss. He was just chopping wood there.
Boy, you're not kidding. And
on
he
a
missed the
fastball
wood.
at 95. Low and away. A flat-footed flail, a strikeout to start the 7th.
His heart wasn't in it. Derriere wasn't in it either. So that's a tough way to go.
Tigers are coming back after falling down 5-1. It was 5-3 when they brought Boxberger in Detroit, and he worked 2 perfect innings and struck out 3. It was kind of a game changer bringing him in at that point in the game.
Absolutely.
Now Miguel Cabrera takes a strike. Sharp line drive single on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Last time up against Chris Archer. 4-4 tie. We're in the 7th inning. Swinging a high foul fly. Out of play, well back down the first base line. RBI number 87 for Miguel Cabrera.
Well, you look at this, the Tigers have faced tonight. Archer, 96-97. This young man, 96-97. It's a lot of heat here tonight. And, of course, Scherzer for the Tigers.
The 0-2, swinging a foul. He just poured the fastball in. You don't see strikeout rates like this very often. 14 strikeouts per 9 innings.
That's absolutely crazy time.
Parts of 3 years now with the Rays. Really, he split the last couple of years between the Rays and AAA. Now he is here to stay, and they've been using him quite a bit. And here's the 0-2 again. Fastball sizzles high and outside. At 95, all fastballs to Miguel. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. Tigers are down 4-0. 2 innings into this game. A James Loney error helped load the bases in the 5th inning. Bases loaded walk, a bounce out, and a Cabrera single. Made it a 4-3 game. Changed everything. There's a pitch low, and the Cabrera single was a line drive to center. Jennings looked like he made a sliding catch. And instant replay overturned that call and properly put Kinsler at home, scoring the run to make it 4-3. Tigers tied it on a Davis single last inning. 2-2 inside. You can see Casale try to bring that pitch back in.
But it was too far inside. That's where Alex is so much better. He won't show up the umpire with pitches like that. So you think it'll be a fastball?
I'll go with the fastball right here. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a shattered back ground ball to third. Charging Longoria flips over to first, and well, we haven't seen him do that lately. That's ball 4, high and tight, and he swung at it and got absolutely sawed off.
Again, you know, we see good at bats like last time, and then you see something like this. Never saw that from Miguel Cabrera before. That is stunning to see that. Good pitch, but when Miguel Cabrera is Miguel Cabrera, that doesn't happen.
If he swings at it, he's going to do damage with it. But usually he would lay off that pitch, take his walk.
Absolutely, in a heartbeat. It's just so up and down. We get excited when he gets a sharp base hit, and then you see that and you say, that's not Miguel Cabrera. We know that.
That's a 1-out walk that puts a man on for Victor Martinez if he takes that pitch. Instead, it's 2 outs, bases empty. Boxberger. There's a slider to Martinez that misses a little bit low. In case you're thinking one swing of the bat in a 4-4 game has given up those 6 home runs. 53 innings. Zobrist at second. They don't overshift on Victor, but Zobrist, the second baseman, goes out about 15 feet onto the outfield grass. Casale setting up outside. The pitch is low and inside. A fastball misses to make it 2-0 on Victor. A couple of home runs from the right side a few weeks ago, but his power too has been off. That's not really a surprise. His power numbers were so far above what he'd done. He was due to cool off. He has hit 320 since the All-Star break. It's just 320 without a lot of power.
Yeah. And without Miguel, that shows up.
2-0 pitch. Short slider for a strike. Backdoors him 2-1. 4-4 tie. We're in the 7th inning. 7th inning brought to you by Wallside Windows. They can do that. They are the factory. Pitch speeds today are brought to you by Xfinity. Your home for the most live sports. 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th inning for the Tigers to tie this game at 4. We're in the 7th. Martinez batting lefty against the righty, the 2-1. Strike on the inside corner.
That's late action on that pitch. It's 94, but I guarantee you, for Victor, it looked like 96. Ball explodes at the plate. That's good for the Rays.
Escobar, the shortstop, shades up the middle. Longoria deep and off the line at third. Loney deep and right along the line at first. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul straight back. He took a cut at a fastball and fouled it right back to the screen.
Well, he knows he's going to get a fastball. Anything else, everybody would be floored.
Royals have tied the Rockies up. That game is 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Come on,
in Colorado.
Rockies. Come on, Rockies. Got it.
The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. A couple of other scores in the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL SAM studios. 8-1 Nationals over the Diamondbacks. Nationals are getting on a nice little roll right now. They've got the best record in the National League.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Not a big surprise. 6-game lead over Atlanta at the start of play today. 8-1 in the 8th inning in Washington, D.C. Mariners 5-0 over the Phillies. That game is in the 9th inning.
How about those Mariners? Yikes.
More good pitching from Seattle. They lost the opener yesterday in Philly. 2-2, swing and a pop-up foul right above us. That's Iwakuma on the mound with no walks and 11 strikeouts. Not a strikeout pitcher.
We saw him, but
in
not
that game with Philly.
Not at his best out there, right?
Braves 11-2 over the Pirates in the 9th inning in Pittsburgh. So the Pirates have staggered. That would be a 7th straight loss for Pittsburgh.
And I think McCutchen is back.
He's back yesterday, yeah. 3-3 Rangers and Marlins in the 7th inning in Miami. 7th pitch of the at-bat line. Drive down the right field line. Hooking foul. Oh, man. In the end, just a couple of feet foul. Closer than I thought it would be.
I thought he hit it so hard it wouldn't go foul.
Twins lead now down to 5-4 against the Indians in the bottom of the 5th inning in Minneapolis. It was 5-1. Brewers lead the Blue Jays 4-1 in the 5th inning. Brewers 2.5 up on St. Louis. Now 6 up on Pittsburgh. How'd that race change?
Boy, it sure did.
Since the Tigers were in Pittsburgh just a week ago.
That's right.
4-1 in the 5th in Milwaukee. 2-1. Reds lead the Cardinals in the 5th inning in St. Louis. Some other games coming up on the West Coast a little bit later on. Orioles lead the White Sox 2-1. The Orioles are rolling right now.
There's something. It's amazing what they've done with their starting pitching. Especially.
There is. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Victor. The 2-2. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow left field. Longoria is calling for it, and he will make the catch in very shallow left.
Don't mess with Longoria.
1-2-3, 7th inning for Boxberger and the Rays. 7th inning stretch time in St. Petersburg in a 4-4 game. This is the game now by texting that player's last name to 97136. Brought to you by U.S. Park. $8 a day, every day. Today's game brought to you in part by McDonald's. It's Brews, the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers radio network. 4-4 tie. Bottom of the 7th inning. Max Scherzer still on the mound for the Tigers.
How about that? He's earned it.
He certainly has. Bullpen was busy last inning, and again, Al Albuquerque, Blaine Hardy up and throwing. First pitch from Max is a fastball high and outside. Kevin Kiermaier is at the plate. He worked Max for a 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat and then struck out on 3 pitches in his next at-bat. Something in between in this at-bat. A ground ball to second. Quickly to his right. Kinsler scoops it up, fires to first, 1 up and 1 down.
All right, gang. Giants will be in Motown September 7th, Sunday Kids Day. You know all about that. All kids 14 under get a back-to-school lunchbox. That's right, kiddies. Brought to you by Kroger, 866-66-TIGER. Visit tiger.com. School days, good old golden rule days.
Third time through opposing orders, Max Scherzer limits opposing batters 207 batting average with no power. Now he's heading to the fourth time. He's equally as tough the fourth time through. There's a strike on the outside corner. First trip through the Rays lineup was a difficult one. Now he's allowed just 3 base runners. The last 2 trips through the Rays lineup, 18 batters.
That fastball is still explosive in the right spot.
Desmond Jennings at the plate. Change up in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jennings is 0 for 3. Max has struck out 8. On a night when his command is just a little bit off. A 3-walk night is notable for Max because he just hardly ever walks that many batters in one game. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Tardy on a fastball right by him at 94. Fastball's been consistent, 92 to 94 for the most part tonight.
Absolutely.
And has generated plenty of swings and misses.
Just the difference between Max and Archer. He's a fastball pitcher, and he uses a fastball. Archer, fastball pitcher, he didn't use it.
He didn't use it
the right way.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Overpowered him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Boy, that was absolutely fantastic. Comes out of his hand like, well, it's not going to be a real tough pitch, but it explodes out of his hand. And once Alex catches it, he'll let you know that it was a strike.
9 strikeouts, 7 swinging. That's fairly typical for Max. He has struck out 10 or more 6 times this year. This is the 10th time he struck out at least as many as 9. There's a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. Ben Zobrist, a little tougher to strike out. He's been on all 3 times, walk, a single, and he's been hit by a pitch. He scored a run, driven in a run. 4-4 tie. We're in the 7th inning. There's a swing and a ground ball softly up the middle. Romine gloves it behind second. Easy toss over to first, and a fine finish for Max Scherzer.
A fantastic job.
1, 2, 3, 7th, and he allows just 1 single and 1 walk after the 2nd inning. We head to the 8th in St. Petersburg in a 4-4 game on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Comerica.
This is what a bank can be. Learn more at Comerica.com/business. 4-4 tie, 8th inning. Joel Peralta takes over on the mound for the Rays.
Pitching change brought from Neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. So he's one of the real veterans in this ball club. Lefties 254, 4 home runs. Righties 192 with 4 home runs. Fastball, average fastball, slider, and the splitter really his number 1 pitch. He's been here, I think, seems like forever, doesn't it?
4th year now with the Rays.
Good strikeouts this year.
He just keeps bumping the strikeouts up. The last 3 years have been impressive strikeout totals with a low walk rate this year. It was not a low walk rate last year. He's trimmed his walks, bumped up the strikeouts. And
49 innings, 43 hits, 56 strikeouts. That is strong. 14 walks.
J.D. Martinez takes ball 1. Peralta works extreme third base side of the rubber. There's a swing and a high fly ball center field deep. Going back, Jennings onto the warning track, looking up, and that ball is gone. A home run. J.D. Martinez with number 17. It breaks the tie. Tigers lead at 5-4 in the 8th.
I think it was a slider, and it was in the happy zone for J.D. Let's put it this way. It was in his very happy zone. He put the buggy whip on it and really felt when he hit that ball the way it sounded. It was going to go out of here, and it did. Straightaway center field, 404. But that's what it was. It was a hanging breaking ball right in his happy zone, as I said, and, well, he didn't miss it. That is big-time bomb. A Figo home run. The party popped for over 100 years for everybody. Way to go, J.D.
The 9th home run allowed by Peralta this year. There's a fastball high and outside to Castellanos. 2nd pitch of the inning, and the Tigers take the lead 5-4. Down 4-0 against the hard-throwing and extremely talented Chris Archer. The Tigers took advantage of some wildness and an error to get back in this game, and now J.D. Martinez against the bullpen gives the Tigers a lead. Castellanos fouls the pitch out of play.
That one swing of the bat, which the Tigers have, even though it has not been prevalent of late, it is still there. Just look for that to be more of a steady thing for the Tigers.
17 home runs for J.D. Martinez. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball center field. Fairly deep, but going back is Jennings. He'll make the catch in straightaway center. 1 out after the home run. Tigers on top by a run here in the 8th.
All right, gang, get into Zilber Buick GMC today. Drive home in a 2014 Buick Verano for $172 a month for 2 years. Let's get in there and see those great folks at Zilber Buick GMC on Telegraph in Taylor. Great folks, nice area. Glad you stayed with me.
Jabba Chamberlain is warming in the Tigers bullpen. Max Scherzer has just become the pitcher of record. He is in line for his 15th win. There's a strike to Alex Avila. Max is 35-7 since the start of last year. That doesn't even look real when you write it down. 35-7.
He took a chance. Everybody knows that, and he's just spectacular again.
There's a swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Avila waved at it. No balls and 2 strikes. He absolutely rolled the dice on himself.
Yes, he did.
Believing he could do something similar to last year. Whatever the win total was, he felt like he could duplicate the other numbers. And by golly, he's on track for another 20-win season if he can get the win here tonight, even without the win here tonight.
No, that's right. No,
he's on track for that.
The arsenal is just tremendous.
Here's the 0-2. A little bit high with the fastball. Avila's walked twice and lined out. He's had a good night at the plate. With his usual stellar work behind the plate. One time he made an outie at a line drive to the track in right field. Waiting on the 1-2, facing the overshift on the way. A little bit low.
Here's a pitcher that, when you hear me say muscle pitcher, he is at the top of the list. It's a lot into it. He'll top out 90-91, but it's a lot of effort in what he does with his arsenal.
Now Avila swings and taps one foul down the first baseline. He used to throw harder, not a lot harder, but he used to throw harder in his heyday with the Royals.
And I think the splitter became more of a better pitch for him as the velocity went down.
J.D. Martinez home run has given the Tigers a lead here in the 8th inning. Max Scherzer's night will be done, and Jabba Chamberlain will take over in the bottom of the 8th. Outfield plays Alex to go the opposite way. Center fielder Jennings shading toward left center. The 2-2, a swing and a miss. Changeup got him away. Avila strikes out.
That's that split finger that just drops out of the zone.
Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 2 outs. It brings up Andrew Romine. He's bounced out singled, and then in the 6th inning with the Tigers down 4-3. There's a breaking ball strike on the outside corner. Alex Avila drew a walk against the starter, Chris Archer. Romine then walked on 4 pitches. And Rajay Davis, the second pitch he saw on his 3rd at-bat, singled to center to tie the game. And that was the end of the night for Chris Archer. Jim, do you think ideally Joe Madden would like to have gone to his reliever before Davis after the 2 walks? But
probably
just didn't have anybody ready.
No, that's right. He was not ready. And that's a little surprising because he's usually on top of that stuff.
It's a check swing and a pitch up and in, but he didn't check it in time. He was trying to get out of the way at the same time. It's a strike, and it's 0-2 on Romine.
Because you could see Archer was, pushing the ball.
Yeah.
The command was, he helped the Tigers as much as the Tigers helped themselves tonight.
Pitch count was over 100. He's generally been a 6-inning pitcher. Yeah. Romine behind 0-2. 5-4 Tigers are in the 8th. Bases empty, 2 outs. The pitch swinging a ground ball softly back to Peralta. An easy flip over to first. Romine is out, but the Tigers take the lead on the J.D. Martinez home run to straightaway center field, his 17th of the year. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-4 Tigers over the Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. produced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Bottom of the 8th inning, Tigers with a 5-4 lead. Their first lead of the night thanks to the J.D. Martinez home run. Don Kelly in at third, and Jabba Chamberlain takes over on the mound.
So it means a pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Visit Romeo Ford. Oh, nice area. Thank Ford first. Well, as you know, the Bear had a little bit of a rough area. That last 4 innings, a couple runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. The 2/3 of an inning against the Pittsburgh or the ball club. He looked pretty good, but he has been a real horse for this ball club. What he has done with the breaking ball, again, more breaking balls than fastballs, but this is his 55th appearance, 50 strikeouts and 48 2/3, 18 walks, a couple home runs.
Yeah, last 2 times out have definitely been better. He'd allowed runs in 5 of his previous 7 appearances. That was highly unusual given how consistent he had been. But still racking up the strikeouts at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, his stuff is, again, the only thing got him in trouble is some hanging breaking balls. When you throw that many, you're going to hang some.
Strike 1 pitch is hit hard to first base, gloved at the waist by Miguel Cabrera along the line. Matt Joyce just hit a rocket, and it's the first out of the 8th inning.
He had no choice but to catch it. It was a rocket.
1 hop right to the glove of Miguel Cabrera. So the final line from Max Scherzer ends up being a pretty darn good one given how this game started. 7 innings, 4 runs, all earned on 4 hits. They all came early. 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. And he is in line for his 15th win of the year.
Well, he just, he just kept getting better.
He sure did. Final line brought to you by Auto Value Parts Stores, where service is the difference. Look at that first trip through the order. 6 of the first 11 batters reached. After that, he allowed 2 base runners. Facing the last 18 batters, he allowed 2 base runners. The 1-0 pitch, and swinging a foul to the screen. Well located, 94-mile-an-hour fastball away.
What Max realized, it's not good hitting ball club. You know, you don't want to walk him. He walked 2 in the first couple of innings and just 1 after that. So he did what you should do against this ball club. Just go after him.
He really did. A lot of pitches. I think it was 47 at the end of the second.
Exactly, yes.
And then cruised to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, really. The rest of the way he cruised. There's a pitch a little bit high. Boy, that was close.
Well, you know, the hitters are so, told he's going to throw almost all 90% breaking balls. So when you get a good fastball, sometimes it's tough to pull the trigger.
Kelly is deep right along the line at 3rd. The outfield just about straight up, and they're deep. The no doubles look against Evan Longoria. The 2-1 pitch. Long foul fly. Whoa, he hit it a mile.
Wow.
Hanging breaking ball.
Off the catwalk.
And he actually came back down on the field, so Romine will go into left field. Now Martinez comes in, didn't see it.
My goodness. A hanging breaking ball.
Wow, did he hit
man. That was a wheelhouse shot. That ball's in trouble.
They didn't hit the second catwalk and then drop down and hit the other?
Actually, hit the first one, yeah.
Now Longoria, righty on righty waiting, the 2-2. Fastball crossfire low and outside. And it's now 3-2. This guy will make you throw him a strike. Walked earlier in the game ahead of a Loney home run.
Yeah, you can't give in to this guy. You get your best pitch.
Java's been tough on lefties and righties. Actually a little tougher on lefties this year. 3-2. Oh, he laid off the breaking ball low and away. A walk to Longoria with 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Well, listen, you got to keep him down. Don't give him any opportunities.
Left-handed batters hitting just .231 with no power against Jabba Chamberlain this year. Lefty at the plate who had a 3-run home run earlier in the game. 2 for 3 for Loney. Also had a soft single in the 6th inning. Outfield very deep. Martinez in left, Davis in center, Torrey Hunter in right. Tigers have just taken the lead. Now Jabba Chamberlain tried to put up a 0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Backdoor breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner to the lefty Loney. Came into the game hitting .285 with 6 home runs. Middle of the infield looking for something on the ground. A perfect double play candidate if you can get him to hit the ball on the ground. Strike one pitch. A little bit low and outside. Loney has grounded into 18 double plays this year.
That's amazing. It really is. This type of left-handed hitter, and they want him to hit the ball in the air, hit him out of the ballpark.
A little flip over to first. It's a very short lead for Longoria, and he is back standing up. Jaba's getting a lot more ground balls this year than he has in recent years. Could be a good matchup for him right here.
Calling for a double play, right?
Here's the 1-1. Strike on the inside corner.
What do you think he was looking for there? Not a fastball.
Not a fastball. 1-2 on Loney. J.D. Martinez in left shades a little bit toward the line on this left-handed batter. 5-4 Tigers are in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to get this 7-game road trip off on a winning note after a 3-2 homestand. The pitch, and swinging a line drive, base hit into center. That was a sizzler right over the head of Jaba Chamberlain. Did not get the ground ball. Sizzling line drive instead. Runners at first and second for Escobar.
I don't think you can hit a ball harder than he just hit that shot. Wow. Boy, good thing that the Bear is quick.
Whoa. Sean Rodriguez will pinch run for Loney. So potential tying run at second and a potential go-ahead run at first. Yunel Escobar at the plate. Escobar will grind into a lot of double plays as well.
We'll
don't
keep
like
working
that swing.
on that one.
Don't like that swing from Loney.
No, that was
goodness.
He got the pitch he wanted in his spot.
First pitch, breaking ball low and outside. Longoria with decent speed. And with the outfield where it is right now, a single almost surely would score him. Escobar doesn't have much in the way of extra base power. He swings and fouls. This one out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-4 Tigers in the bottom of the 8th inning. Romine, Kinsler, the double play combo tonight, and double play depth shaded up the middle. Outfield straight up in normal depth. The base runners bring them in from the no doubles look to normal depth. Kelly deep about 3 steps off the line at third. Chamberlain works from the middle of the rubber. Escobar is forward in the right-handed batter's box. At left foot almost to the front of the right-handed batter's box. Low 1-1. High and tight. Missed badly with a fastball.
Tried to get a little extra. Doesn't work.
Tigers looking for that lockdown combination at the end of games, and it's just been very hit and miss all year. When Jaba Chamberlain was good, and let's face it, he was good almost the entire season until recently.
He really has.
The 9th inning was always, up and down. It's been a little shaky. Now Jaba's run into a little tough stretch. There's a swing and line drive, base hit in the left. Martinez will field it on 1 hop, and they will hold Longoria at third. The ball got to Kelly quickly. I thought they might test it, but that ball was just scorched so hard. That was the only saving grace for the Tigers, that he hit it too hard.
And Dan, I got to tell you, Kelly made a heck of that throw was so off. Kelly had to go over, and I'll tell you, that ball was 15 feet to the right of home plate. That's where it would have been.
Jim, another hanging breaking ball.
Yeah, very much. Again, you keep throwing the breaking ball so much. And now Loney can hit the fastball, so down the back of the Bears' mind, hey, I got to go to my other pitches. But he hung it again. He hangs that slider more than the curveball, which is usually the other way around.
Well, you just love to see a lockdown 8th and 9th, and it just doesn't ever seem to be easy.
It's been
he's tight.
I mean,
tight games.
our great Tiger fans, it's just hard. We try to describe it the best way we can, but You just don't have that. I mean, it's a dream come true to have a lockdown 8th and 9th, but it just isn't there.
Vince Belnomi at the plate, bases loaded, 1 out. Chamberlain got the ground ball to start the inning. That was a rocket.
Yeah, that's right.
Longoria walked. Now 2 more line drives. So every batter who has put the ball in play has hit it hard.
Yeah, Albuquerque throwing again in the pen.
Belnomi's had good swings tonight. First pitch here, swinging a foul out of play. Backdoored him with the slider.
But again, didn't have much bite to it.
Doesn't usually bury it down and in, or at least, Jim, we haven't seen it. It doesn't seem down and into left.
No, I don't think he
recently.
I don't think that's been a good pitch for him. I think most of the year it's really been backdooring with a curveball straight down below the knees.
Base is loaded. Big trouble for Jabba Chamberlain. Can he get that ground ball? It's been all line drives so far. The strike 1 way outside. Fastball is off tonight with a command. 1 ball, 1 strike. Battling right now, trying to get out of big trouble. Tigers lead is 5-4. They've just taken the lead. He's trying to get the Tigers that shutdown inning, but he's got to get out of a bases loaded 1-out jam. Longoria at third's the tying run. Rodriguez, the pinch runner, is the go-ahead run at second. 1-1 popped up, foul, out of play. Back our way, 1-2 on Vince Belnomi. Left-handed hitting DH, first major league hit. A double that was lost in the roof, his first time up. Then he struck out and hit a soft fly ball to center. Outfield normal depth on Belnomi. Two instant replay reviews have gone the Tigers' way. Home run changed to a long foul, and out changed to a hit. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a high fly ball center field. This will get the run home easily. Davis goes back and makes the catch. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. Throw to second base, not in time to try to get Escobar. Into score comes Longoria deep. Sacrifice fly for Belnomi, and we're tied again at 5.
And the only good thing is it stayed in the ballpark. That was another hanging breaking ball, hanging slider. When you can elevate that slider, it's got to be up in the zone, and that's where it was. Boy, the command of this pitch is not good.
We'll have a pinch hitter for Kirk Casale. Brandon Geyer has grabbed a bat.
And will they stay with Chamberlain or go to Al Albuquerque?
Seems like Al Albuquerque's just been dynamite against righties.
Sure has.
And it doesn't seem like right now Jabba Chamberlain has a pitch to go to, Jim.
No, he doesn't. He really doesn't. And those hangers, as I said, the only good thing there, that ball didn't go out of here.
Geyer's been with the Rays parts of 3 seasons. This is the first season where he's gotten any significant at-bats. He's hitting .273. Not much power, but he will make contact. 2 outs, runners at second and third. Tigers cannot hang on to the 5-4 lead in the 8th. There's a swing and a foul to the screen. Starts him off with a fastball up and in.
You know, it's everybody likes to have a good meat 90s fastball, a good breaking ball, but you know, if you throw those, you're in trouble. You need to pitch them. That's the difference. You've got to pitch them, and again, you throw that many breaking balls, you're going to hang some. And unfortunately, he has hung too many tonight.
Robert Chamberlain has now given up runs in 6 of his last 10 outings. The strike 1, swinging the ground ball right back to him. He gloves it. Easy flip over to Cabrera to get the pinch hitter Geyer, but the Rays tie it up. A walk and 2 singles plus a sacrifice fly. We go to the 9th inning. 5-5 tied, Tigers and Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. From first base, five tie in the bottom of the 9th inning. First of 3, Tigers and Rays. Night game tomorrow night. Porcello against Odorizzi. And then an afternoon game to wrap it up on Thursday. The Tigers head to Minnesota for 4 this weekend. 4 games in 3 days. Now Forsythe waiting. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He just waved at a fastball away.
It would have been ball 4.
Strikeout. Blaine Hardy does the job. We're headed to extra innings. After 9 in St. Petersburg, Tigers and Rays are tied 5-5 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 10th inning, 5-5 game. Let's pause right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Defensive changes for the Tigers in the bottom of the 10th inning. Carrera stays in the game. He's in center field, and Brian Halladay now behind the plate. Both teams have used their full complement off the bench. Jim Johnson takes over on the mound.
To change about your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, visit Romeo Ford. Think Ford first. You know it's been a disaster for Johnson with the A's this year. And Tigers picked him up. Always remember, 101 saves for the Baltimore Orioles from 2012-2013.
Fastball in and off the plate. He could use a scoreless inning. I think that would be huge for him. He just hasn't had many of those in recent weeks.
There's an innings for the Tigers. 2 hits, 1 run.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball off the plate inside. 2-0 on Longoria. Already he's drawn 2 walks in this game.
I won't even go into the numbers with the A's for Johnson.
Well, they were just off the charts bad, and he really feels like he pitched low and in that last time the way he threw the ball for the Tigers, even though he gave up a run on 3 hits, there was an error in there. But he is finally getting back to where he wants to be. And it would be a huge lift for the Tigers if they could get him to be a usable pitcher. There's a fastball strike. Ooh, he just nipped the inside corner. But it is a good arm. I mean, usually when you see a drop-off in performance, like we have seen with Jim Johnson this year, usually there's something wrong beyond just mechanics or rhythm, which he has talked about. There's a pitch in the dirt. But there's nothing wrong with this arm. It's a good arm, but this is just one of the problems. A walk rate that has skyrocketed in contact that is a lot harder than it's been in recent years, and that's a leadoff walk here in the 10th inning.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to work. I mean, if you're going to, even though the arm is good, you got to be able to pitch. And part of pitching is either throwing strikes or cause a deception to the batter with some sort of movement.
Now Sean Rodriguez at the plate. He's going to be asked to bunt, and he bunts it softly out to the mound. That's a heck of a bunt on the pitch that was at his eyes. And he dropped down the bunt to get Longoria into scoring position. Perfect sacrifice.
It really was. Dan, you mentioned about Hardy. Hardy came in for 1/3 of the inning. Then they bring Johnson in. Hardy's been doing I think, a pretty good job.
I thought maybe heading into extra innings, given that he went 3 innings in Toronto in extra innings.
Right. And it really was really good with a lot of pressure on him.
So now runner in scoring position. Johnson can give you multiple innings as well. You would think that's the Tigers' plan here. On the rubber, Johnson steps off. He calls Halladay out.
Well, maybe making sure of the signs. Because if anything, you want to know, pitcher and catcher got to be together with a man on second.
Longoria, the potential winning run at second base. Tigers 3-6 in extra inning games on the road this year. Sweeping breaking ball for a strike. Yunel Escobar at the plate. 1 for 4 for Escobar. Zobrist has been on 4 times tonight. 1 hit, 2 walks, and a hit batter. Longoria has walked 3 times. There's a swing and a soft ground ball to third. Kelly will backhand, plant, throw, and he got him at first. Good play by Don Kelly. He had to wait for the soft tapper to bounce, grab it, and gun it. And he got Escobar by a step.
Good pitch by Johnson. That's really where it started. Tied him up after the slider away. Came inside with the sinker. And that was just a big 2-hopper to Donnie Kelly through a bullet.
Strong, accurate throw to first. 2 down for Vince Belnome. We knew little about Belnome.
Well, he won't get a chance.
And he's not going to get a chance to bat. I was going to say, Jim, but we've been impressed with his swings in this game.
Very much so. Good power stroke.
7 major league at-bats. He had a double today. Should have been caught, but it would have been on the warning track. Davis didn't see it. It bounced for a double. Next time up, he hit a ball that the first base umpire, Phil Cuzzy, says was a home run. It went right by the foul pole, but foul. But that was actually a decent swing. And then the sacrifice fly deep to center field in his last at-bat tied the game in the bottom of the 8th. There's a guy who had 7 major league at-bats before tonight.
Got that old-fashioned uppercut swing.
So, playing the odds with the guy who's had good swings. It's rare you see a guy who's hardly been in the major leagues get an intentional walk this early in his career. But with Jose Molina coming up, it does make all the sense in the world.
He earned it, really, with the swings we saw tonight and Molina on deck.
Reasons 2, 3, and 4, Molina on deck.
There you go. He's still playing. He's still around.
Hitting 187. Outfield comes in on Molina. First pitch, soft ground ball fouled on the third baseline. 187 in his 193 at-bats. 36 hits, 34 singles.
No infield base hits, if I go out on them a little bit there.
We haven't researched it, but we feel confident Jim is correct.
Well, you know, the Johnson sinker has been very good, and the slider looked good tonight.
Strike one, swing and a foul. That's 93, boring in on a right-handed batter. No balls and 2 strikes.
That just tied him up. He had no chance.
Never been a big strikeout pitcher, but he's always had 93, 94, 95 miles an hour.
Well,
and when he's going right, he gets a ton of ground ball outs. Walk, sacrifice, ground out, and an intentional walk with first base open. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 10th in a 5-5 game. Righty on righty in this matchup. The pitch, a swing and a pop-up, foul, and out of play.
Boy, pounding him inside again. Very confident in that pitch.
Carrera now in center. That moves Davis to left field. Torrey Hunter still in right. Kelly at third. Romine at short. Kinsler at second. Cabrera at first with Holiday behind the plate. Back and forth game here at Tropicana Field. First of 3, Tigers and Rays. Rays took 3 out of 4 in Detroit a little over a month ago. The 0-2. Slider low and outside. That's Molina good, lays off.
Yeah, that's good plate discipline right there. Pound him inside the last couple pitches and then been around for a long time. Then you go away.
Johnson's a big guy. Works over toward the first base side of the rubber. 6'6", 240-pound righty delivers. Swinging a tap foul. Another sinker. Hit it right off his left front foot. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson is now 31 years old. This native of Johnson City, of all things, New York. Apparently his family founded it, and he's just grown up there.
Well, that's right. That's like owning your own city.
You mentioned the 101 saves, but the ERAs, Jim, 240, 290 the last 2 years. He's been a very effective pitcher. Molina waiting on the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a slicing foul out of play. Well back first base side.
Well, he's trying everything. The sinker's inside, breaking balls away. Let's come out with that swing and miss pitch right here. Problem is, you keep throwing the breaking balls, you may hang one. The sinker, if you keep it down, that's going to be a tough pitch, especially in the inner half of the plate.
Johnson ready. Checks the run of Longoria. The pitch, swinging a tap foul. He's staying with that sinker, and Molina's just fighting it off. This is now a 7-pitch trip to the plate for Molina.
Phil Koch is getting ready in the Tiger pen.
Looks like Balfour is coming in for the Rays. That's 2 ex-closers who both lost their jobs this year due to ineffectiveness. Tigers hoping they are benefiting from the A's letting Johnson go. The 1-2, swinging a tap foul.
Boy.
Nothing fancy. That's 95 with some movement at the plate, and Molina just beat it right into the ground at home plate.
Yep, staying alive, and that's what you hate to see.
Yes, you do.
You keep making good pitches.
Johnson's going to take a little walk to the turf behind the mound. You can get Molina to swing and miss. He does have 49 strikeouts in his 190 at-bats. One more time, the 1-2. Swinging another tap. Foul.
They're all about the same.
This is identical almost.
Yeah.
Just little soft tappers. The occasional pop foul out of play, but this is a 9-pitch at bat for Molina.
I hate that.
5-5 tie. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Johnson trying to get this final out in strand 2. He's ready. 10th pitch of the at bat, swing and a tap foul. This is amazing. A 187 hitter who refuses to go quietly. He's not doing anything except fouling his pitches off.
And that's what is mind-boggling. And Johnson keep making those pitches just for him to get a little piece of it. If he keeps the sinker down and in like he's doing, that's good.
Count is still 1-2. This will be the 11th pitch of the at-bat on the way inside. He jumps back out of the way of a fastball. Guy has been walking a ton of batters this year. Has been throwing nothing but strikes to Molina. Finally, the 11th pitch of the at-bat is ball 2.
You know, when a player's been around a while, when the beard is almost gray. Molina.
Longoria takes his lead off second. Johnson ready. The 2-2 is swinging a ground ball foul.
Oh, my goodness.
This is amazing.
Well, I don't like it.
12 pitch at bat.
I'm not going to bring up my theory, but it bothers me.
Johnson has never been that big swing and miss pitcher. And we're seeing it right here. He's staying with the fastball. 2-2. Curveball. Got him. Big bender in Molina on pitch number 13. Takes a called third strike to end the bottom of the 10th.
Frozen because it was inside.
We head to the 11th inning at Tropicana Field in a 5-5 game on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan for 75 years, serving the people of Michigan. 11th inning, 5-5 tie. Good job by Jim Johnson on pitch number 13.
Yes.
To get Jose Molina on a called third strike. Now Grant Balfour, another closer who has lost his job because of ineffectiveness, takes over on the mound.
Pitching change brought your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. Well, you hear the numbers, you understand. First of all, he led for 14 to save opportunities. But here are the numbers. Sitting down, 47 2/3. 44 strikeouts, 35 walks. I'm going to say that again. 47 2/3, 35 walks. That is bizarre. 2 home runs. Lefties 213 with 1 home run. Righties 235 with a home run also.
Ian Kinser's little bloop into right field, charging hard. Kiermaier dives. It's off his glove and it gets behind him. Kinser might end up on third. Rounding second, heading for third. Kiermaier's throw from the outfield is cut off. And the Tigers have a runner at third on a leadoff triple by Kinser in the 11th.
Well, it was a ball not hit very hard at all. It was dying quickly. Kiermaier thought he could make the catch. That was a big mistake because that baby, well, he dove for it. Almost made the catch, really. Sliding try, went by it. By the time he could get up and go get it. Actually, He hit off the heel of the glove. He could have made the catch.
Absolutely could have.
By the time he got it, Ian was at third base. Now, I don't know what they're going to call that.
I think they already called it a triple.
Did they really? Wow. Ian appreciates that. Yeah,
fine defensive outfielder. Yeah. He was there. He was in position to make the grab.
Hit off the heel of the glove.
And the Tigers have their leadoff man on at third here in the 11th inning. Second hit of the night for Kinsler. Torrey Hunter at the plate. He takes a pitch high and outside.
Balfour's arsenal is down. He doesn't have that overpowering fastball. Relies on a lot of breaking balls now.
And the last time Torrey Hunter saw him, he launched that dramatic home run at Comerica Park. in August of last year. Here's the pitch inside. Torrey jackknives out of the way of an inside fastball, 2-0.
91, boy, that's like batting practice after McGee.
McGee was throwing 94, 97 bullets the last 2 innings. Infield in tight right up to the lip of the infield turf. The 2-0 pitch is low and inside. Both Johnson and Balfour never really have had big issues with walks. The last few years, Balfour's walk rate has been creeping up from under 3 to 3.5 to last year 4, but with 10 strikeouts per 9 innings last year. And now this year, 6.5 walks per 9 and 8 strikeouts. Here's the 3-0. Oh, up and in. He buzzed him with a high, tight fastball, a walk to Torrey Hunter to put runners at the corners. Now what will Joe Madden do with Miguel Cabrera? Yep. We've seen him walk Cabrera in a similar situation before.
Going to walk him. Put him on.
How about that? Miguel Cabrera will get 2 intentional walks in consecutive plate appearances. And that will make it bases loaded, none out for Victor Martinez, who is 0 for 5 tonight and has popped out in his last 4 at-bats. Joe Madden is heading to the mound. Molina went out to have a word with Balfour.
This is a slow pace by the manager.
He's got that classic, very slow walk out to the mound.
Short steps. His arms are swinging like he's walking fast, but his legs aren't.
So, you think he's out here just to talk over the possibility of walking? Balfour looks irritated.
Well, he does look irritated.
That has to walk Cabrera. What do you think?
Well, we'll see. I thought for sure that he would walk him.
They were gesturing out to Molina.
Yeah.
And that's when Molina went out. Balfour was looking irritated, and then Joe Madden went out, perhaps just to
let him know that he's the boss, and he sent word out to walk him, and I would say you should listen.
And they will indeed walk Miguel Cabrera.
I think that might have been what it was all about. Hey, you're not the manager.
And again, you're taking a risk here. Here's a guy who has had the worst command of his career, almost 7 walks per 9. And you're asking him to load the bases with an intentional walk to make it bases loaded, nobody out, to start the 11th inning in a 5-5 game.
Well, outside of that, it makes sense. But there's the big chance, because the walks that he has given up this year boggles the mind.
Miguel been walked intentionally 7 times all year. This is now back-to-back intentional walks, so he has 9. Well, and you know Victor Martinez wants to come through this time. He batted after the intentional walk with 2 on in the 9th inning and 2 outs. Popped out. He has struck out, popped to third, popped to first. Hit a shallow fly ball to center, calling that a pop-up as well. And another pop out to third base. Bases loaded, nobody out. Typical team in these situations scores a little over 2 runs. And the Tigers would love to break through here in the 11th inning.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they don't, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll be tremendously disappointed, like all the fans would be. You got to take advantage of this.
Felt good all year long with Victor at the plate. He's just had a tough night.
I feel good now too, though. I really do.
It's just rare you're going to keep him down all night. He's 0 for 5. This is his 6th at bat. Infield in tight. Kinzel the runner at third, Hunter at second, Cabrera at first, all itching to come home. Outfield, normal depth. They play Victor to go the opposite way. Jennings in center, shades toward left center. The first pitch from Balfour. Fastball outside, ball 1.
Again, it's a low 90s fastball and a breaking ball.
Closer for the Oakland A's the last 2 years. Signed, really, both Oakland and Tampa made unusual moves, signing or trading for established closers who cost a lot of money.
It's unusual for both teams to do that.
And both ended up losing their jobs.
That's why it's going to continue to not want to do that anymore.
Balfour takes a long, and I mean long look in. Victor's going to get time.
Now this is interesting. he takes a long time looking in. And Victor, this game could be over in 20 minutes if he gets a base hit.
Pitcher's going to now make him wait, stepping out before he digs back in. Balfour works third base side of the rubber. The big lean in. The glove is below the left knee as he leans in. Now he's ready. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball low and in. And again, the dangers of walking that batter to load the bases with a guy with poor command on the mound. 2-0 on Victor.
Now, if I'm catching, I'm going to go with, I think, what is his best pitch. You got to give up a lot of the play. There's just no doubt about it. Just hope the action on the pitch is able to keep the ball in the infield or a swing and miss.
5-5 tie, 11th inning, bases loaded, nobody out for the Tigers. The 2-0 pitch, swinging a foul over the screen. He took a rip at a fastball. 2-1 on Victor. Came into the game hitting .326. He's hit .320 since the All-Star break, but just not without much power. Tigers take a single right here. They don't care.
Oh, a little blooper. All right,
a little flare down the left field line.
Boy.
Longoria, Escobar, Forsythe, and Rodriguez. The Rays infield from third base over to first. Well, Victor taking his time, making Balfour wait. We're ready. The 2-1 pitch. High and tight, and it's 3-1.
Yes, sir, Bob.
And Jimmy just can't have much confidence on the mound right now throwing this 3-1 pitch.
And that's probably one of the reasons, as you said, he was upset that the manager said to walk Miguel Cabrera. That might be the whole reason. But again, Madden is the manager.
Bases loaded, no place to put him. A 3-1 count on Victor Martinez. Kinsler comes down the line to third. 3-1 pitch, high and outside. He walked it.
There we go.
A bases loaded walk for the second time in this game, and the Tigers take a 6-5 lead in the 11th. Still nobody out.
Here comes Madden.
6-5 Tigers. Still nobody out. Lefty throwing in the bullpen, and he'll be brought on to face the lefty Carrera. While the Rays make the change, Powell Miller donates $300 to UB Jesuit. Powell Miller and the Miller Law Firm, lawyers who support the community. Bases loaded walk after the intentional walk. And the Tigers now the 6-5 lead. Jeff Beliveau takes over on the mound.
Pitcher change brought to your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. This is a young man that will, just like Balfour, does not have good command. 12 in the third innings, 11 hits, 12 walks. Say that again. 12 in the third innings, 12 walks. I'm sorry. I have that wrong. What's wrong? 12 in the third, 11 hits, 12 strikeouts, 4 walks. Also, he's given up a home run. That's a bit blurry-eyed. I've been here so long looking at these numbers. But it's the opposite. 12 strikeouts, 4 walks for this young man.
Another guy who's come up through the minor leagues, and he's been a waiver pickup, and he's also been purchased for cash by the Rays after being originally drafted by the Cubs, but they turned him into a pretty usable piece. Low walks, high strikeouts in the minor leagues. Command has been the issue in his minor league career until this year. Ezekiel Carrera at the plate. Tigers trying to add to a 6-5 lead, and they've got a great opportunity to do just that. Bases loaded and still nobody out. This lefty has shut down lefties so far, but Carrera hangs in there against lefties. Infield in tight, first pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner. Ian Kinsler started the inning with a line drive to right field. Sounded like he broke his bat.
It did, yeah.
Kiermaier came in, dove. He's a fine outfielder, and he was there to make the play. And it hit off the heel of his glove, trickled behind him. Instead of out number one, Kinsler's on third to lead off the 11th. 3 walks later, the Tigers had the lead. Carrera waiting on the strike one pitch. Swinging a ground ball just outside of third.
Man.
Oh, he almost punched it down the left field line. And that would have easily scored 2.
Well, it's been a good piece of hitting. Ball was away. Man, was that close.
No balls and 2 strikes.
Torrey Hunter had a good look at it.
Don Kelly waiting on deck. Couple of lefties. Neither manager can make a move with a position player right now. Both benches have been empty. Cabrera entered the game as a pinch runner for J.D. Martinez last inning. This is his first at-bat. Waiting on the 0-2. Beliveau ready, the pitch. Fastball strike 3. That's a perfect pitch.
Well, you got to protect the plate. Got to swing the bat.
Bases loaded, 1 out. The middle of the infield now will back up.
As good as Cabrera runs, you just slap the ball, do something to stay alive.
Surprised. I mean, he is a kind of hitter, Jimmy. A picture just flicking the bat at the ball just to make sure it doesn't get called third.
That's right.
Middle of the infield backs up to double play depth. Still in at the corners. Don Kelly at the plate. Lefty on lefty. First pitch from Beliveau. Swinging a foul to the screen. Tried to slide her away. Caught a lot of the plate. Strike 1 on Don. First at bat. He came into the game as a defensive replacement. Tried to lay down a bunt. He popped out last inning.
Well, need some more runs. Feel a little better about this. Are you with me?
Clear the bases.
All right.
Outfield plays Kelly shallow to go the opposite way. Very shallow. Strike 1 pitch. High and outside.
Boy, Molina's making him sound like he's throwing 100 miles an hour.
1 ball, 1 strike.
John Beliveau.
Zobrist in and toward the line in left. Jennings way over toward left center. Don Kelly can pull that ball down the right field line. That would score 3.
Would be nice.
Jeff Beliveau sets. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball up in the strike zone.
That is the right way. Let's put it that way. All he did was try to catch it instead of block it, and that's not the right thing to do. And he's been around a long time. He's normally a good receiver. But you tried to grab it. Hard to do that.
3-2 on Kelly. Infield in tight again. Runners at second and third. Beliveau ready. 3-2 low. He walked in. Don Kelly walks. What a rally here in the 11th inning. A triple, 3 walks, brings in a run, a wild pitch, another walk, reloads the bases. Still only 1 out.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was 2 outs, but just 1. That's a big run.
Now Brian Holiday steps to the plate. 7-5 Tigers in the 11th. Tenth walk of the night.
Boy.
By Rays pitchers. Brian Holiday swings and fouls 1 off of Molina's mask. Strike 1. First at bat of the night for Brian Holiday. His average has fallen to 239, just over 100 at bats. No home runs, 9 RBIs. Cabrera at third, Martinez at second, Kelly at first. The outfield plays Holiday shallow, and they play in the pole just slightly. Righty against lefty. Strike 1, swinging a high fly ball. Center field not deep. Cabrera's tagging. Jennings makes the catch. Cabrera will score without a throw. Sacrifice fly for Holiday does the job, and the Tigers now lead at 8-5 here in the
fly ball to get the run in, and he did it to perfection.
8-5 Tigers in the 11th.
Boy, what an inning for the Tigers. No hits.
3 runs.
No, 1
on
hit.
One hit.
It really shouldn't have been a hit.
Should not.
No, Kiermaier should have made that play.
Beliveau sets. Checks Martinez at second, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Foul tip to the glove. Scored 3 runs. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning. 8-5 Tigers over the Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Want more?
Bottom of the 11th, 8-5 Tigers. Joe Nathan takes over on the mound.
Think about your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Yes, sir. Visit Romeo Ford. Think Ford first. Well, you know the ups and downs of Joe Nathan. With his last 4 1/3, 2 runs, 6 hits, 7 walks, 2 intentional, 2 strikeouts. 1 inning against Seattle, gave up a run. You remember that?
First pitch fastball strike to Kevin Kiermaier.
Always the key is that breaking ball. He has good arm speed. The breaking ball is good.
Slider in the dirt. Kiermaier lays 6 games. He's hit 164. Swings and hits a soft tapper. Glove by Nathan with a lunge to his left. Good play. Little underhand flip to Cabrera to get Kiermaier. 1 up and 1 down in the 11th inning with the Tigers leading 8-5. Balfour on the mound. Cabrera asked to be intentionally walked. Balfour not happy. There's a swing and a high fly ball. Right field, not deep. Torrey Hunter comes in, makes the catch. 2 outs in the 9th as Jennings completes an 0 for 6 night with a routine fly to right. 2 outs.
Well, good job. 2 easy outs off the slants of Nathan. That's always good.
Cabrera walked intentionally, and then Balfour walked Martinez to break the tie. Sacrifice fly, added a run.
Or just couldn't do the job.
Well, he's been putting together a pretty nice stretch of scoreless outings. Outings where he didn't have to work very hard. Efficient outings. And the walks have started to pile up in recent outings. It had been a problem early. It had gone away, and now it has kind of resurfaced.
Yes, sure has.
There's a swing to line drive. Base hit into left field. It's going to score a run. Zobrist around third. He will score. Longoria with a sharp single. Rays aren't going away. It's now 8-6 in the bottom of the 11th.
Well, he jumped all over the fastball. It was very hittable fastball. The only good thing, he kept it in the ballpark because he's the real home run threat.
Rodriguez waiting. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. And the Tigers take the opener here in Tampa. What a night.
Wasn't easy, but they won. That's the main thing.
Tigers fell behind early, took the lead, lost it, regained it, and then Joe Nathan completes this game with a strikeout with a potential tying run at first. Our final score at Tropicana Field in Game 1 of a 3-game series. The Tigers in 11 innings beat the Rays 8-6. Crowd of more than 14,000 filing out of Tropicana Field. They just saw kind of a crazy game between the Tigers and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh my goodness.
Looking for a pitcher's duel, low-scoring, tight game. Instead, it got a little wild there at the end. There were a ton of walks in this game, 18 in all. More than 400 pitches thrown. But the Tigers, Jim, the main thing is the Tigers came away with a win.
Yes, it was ugly. They came away with the win, and that's what it's all about. First, it's very important to get the win, but first game of this road trip. There's going to be a lot of games with no off days coming up.
Tigers winning by the final score of 8-6 in 11 innings. Start of a 7-game road trip, and it starts with a win in a place where the Tigers have had some success in recent years, but have it right that Kiermaier kind of misplayed.
Feel confident they're going to win the Central, and maybe this is the start of good things with what happened here tonight. To fight back and get a very talented young pitcher by the name of Archer. He helped out a lot with his wildness, but you take advantage of it.
Tigers win at 8-6 in 11. Game that took 4 hours and 42 minutes to play. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Stay with us.